Yes, guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy Jack here at the Irish Hotspur, and it is game day. We are taking on Nottingham Forest at the City Ground. Everybody, let me know your score predictions in the chat. It is going to be a tricky game. Pretty much the same lineup, I'm pretty sure, man for man, that we played last time out against Wolves. Will we get dominated in the midfield? Will we struggle in this one? Let me know. I actually hope that Spurs actually have a convincing performance in this one. I think we're due, a convincing performance, but let's, greet the chat, see what they have to say. We do actually have a super chat, just to get to right away with RAI. RAI, really do appreciate it, my man. Let me know what you have to say or anything, or if it's just to support the channel. I really do appreciate it, brother. FJT saying Celtic 1-9-0. Let me know who against CJT, but it's good to see you. Mark is in the house. How you doing, Mark? THFC Till I Die saying, ladies and gents, live from the Irish Hotspur Towers, the main event of the day as the mighty Spurs go for their third win of the season. Let's get ready to rumble. Big up, Dermot. Hopefully you're keeping well, brother. We also have Tony saying, come on, you Spurs. Daniel Larson, only in football terms will I say this. Let's burn the forest down. We're turning the forest into a garden, as David said, Daniel. Hopefully you're keeping well, my man. Akash saying, no Richarlison to start. That sucks. And no Basuma. I'd like to see Basuma play. It's good to see Sonny in the lineup, my man. I think, Richie is, plenty okay with coming off the bench. Daniel Field says, let's go. Big up, Daniel. Mick Hermelock in the house. Good to see you, Mick. Hopefully you're keeping well. Good afternoon, lads. Come on, you Spurs. Spurs related, fresh off the pre-match build-up. Hopefully a cold one in hands. Hopefully a nice, comfortable chair after he told me as well. Big up, James. Hopefully you're comfortable, my man. Harold Tommen saying, come on, you Spurs from Michigan. I was just over there with a friend, my man. I think it was North Point or something, Michigan, and the very, very tip of it. It was absolutely gorgeous. I was there with a friend on vacation. Big up, Harold. Hopefully you're keeping well. And it's good to see a Spurs fan all the way out in Michigan. Late night, Evelyn saying, we need to play better football today. I'd like to see us, have a convincing performance, 3-0, 3-1, 2-0, something, that feels comfortable. I completely agree, Leighton. The regular saying 3-1 win today. I like that sort of prediction. Pierogi in the house saying, big up, Jack. Big up, everyone. Have a great match day. Come on. Big up, Pierogi. Really do appreciate you tuning in as well. Dark Sun G in the house saying, come on, you Spurs. Let's go before 60. Let's go 5-0 before the 60 in the 65th minute. And you saw Richarlison, Basuma, and Spence. I hope to see Son, Kane, Kulu, and Richarlison and Basuma score today. We should win. I'd love to see Basuma score. And I'd love to see Spence, being used. We saw him on the bench today, Dark Sun G. You're absolutely right. And maybe that suggests that there isn't, a big, issue, with Jet Spence, maybe in the camp. Perhaps, he's making his way into the squad. Just has to be patient, just has to, maybe, take his time. Eventually, he'll be in there. And it's good to see him named on the bench. I hope he gets to come on in that sort of, scenario where we are 5-0 up. Absolutely love it. Always good to see Papa Montasar on the bench too. It's maybe perhaps he is going to be sticking around this summer because I haven't seen too many suggestions, at least yet, or maybe I'm blind to them, of him even leaving the club. Perhaps he is going to be sticking around. And then I do want, Kulusevski. I did bring up, in the stats with Jack Dark Sunji that Kulusevski, I feel like, is going to need to play an important game here because he is one of those players that we do rely on when maybe Kane and Son are being taken out of the game. Perhaps, Nottingham Forest put all of their, pressure on Kane and Son. They try to take them out of the game. They still have to focus on Kulusevski as well. So if Kulusevski is given more time, more space than the likes of Kane and Son, I'd like him to be able to use it well. But we know Kulusevski will. He's absolutely class. I want to win today, and I want to see those subs come on. Big up, Dark Sun G. Great super chat, my man, and I do really appreciate it. Let me just get to a few more people in the chat. So many people piling in. Everybody, if you haven't already, do smash that like button. And as you can tell, we do have the scoreboard up top. You have your starting lineups below, everybody. You have everything you need. Dan Davenport, good to see you. I really do appreciate you tuning in. We also have Amir in the house. Good to see you, Amir. Hopefully all is well. Ribsy85, big up, Ribsy. Hopefully you're keeping well. Let me know what time it is over there, Ribsy. Dark Sun G saying the only player I'm worried about is Henderson, to be honest. He is a decent keeper. I feel like actually their front three wasn't as strong as I thought it'd be, Dark Sun G. I thought they'd go with Taiwo Awini, that Union Berlin striker they recently bought. And then as well, I thought they would kind of go with the front two. Instead, it seems like they're going with some sort of, 3-4-3, kind of action. Perhaps they're going to really kind of stock up the midfield, put a lot of sort of creative midfielders, to kind of unleash those counterattacks. And they're letting Brennan Johnson supposedly be the lone striker up top. Maybe he's going to be complemented by Lingard, but I'm not so sure. It's an interesting lineup that I didn't expect actually. So he's pulling, Steve Cooper a bit of a curveball here. if you ask me. Big up Dark Sun G. And Henderson, he could pull out, some good saves. And he did, against the likes of West Ham. But West Ham, at least in my eyes, they can't finish in the same ability that Spurs can. Big up. Anthony Gray saying just a win will suit me. Clean sheet is a positive. It would be good to see a clean sheet, especially for Dave's sake. He's been very critical of the defense, and I think if they were to get another clean sheet, I think that would show perhaps they are maybe, kind of meeting the expectations of the fan base. Big up, Anthony. Old soul in the house. We all know he's eating well. Let me know if you're eating well, old soul. Good to see you. We have Tequila saying big up the flat cap and Irish, who's on his way from Weird Time TV. He's heading over Tequila. Don't you worry. And, we will add him in as soon as possible once he gets himself situated. He's been going, so hard. He came in with all that energy and the pre match buildup was an absolute menace. I thought, with all those fantastic questions, it was tough to even answer some of those questions from Dave. And he's just, kind of recovering, getting himself even more pumped up for the game. Spot on, Tequila. And it's good to see it. And he's gone for Spurs 10, Forest nil. You gotta love it, Tequila. You gotta love it. Just making sure I'm not missing anybody. It's about 1:10 a.m. I mean, Ribsy, absolute trooper, absolute trooper you are. But everybody, as I said before, while you're kind of piling in here, do let me know what you think of this game. Is this going to be a tough one? Should this be an easier one for Spurs? Let me know your score predictions as well. Do smash that like button. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel, do subscribe because these are, consistent watch longs. We'll be doing a watch long for every single game. We'll have that timer up above. We have the chat, on screen. And then as well, we do have the lineups down below. But kind of my thoughts, going into this one, I must say is that actually they're going with a bit of a different lineup, Nottingham Forest than I anticipated. My thinking is that maybe they are going to be kind of, packing up the midfield with extra players. A lot of teams seem to like to do that against Spurs. They want to, sort of, make a compact midfield, overload us, you could say outnumber us in the midfield. And it looks like they might be going for that. They've gone with Morgan Gibbs White, that new signing. Looks like they might have left Mangala on the bench. If I maybe he's hurt actually. Perhaps their new signing Orel Mangala might be hurt in this one, which is actually probably a benefit for us because I thought he looked actually quite good for them. And then they're combining him with I believe Lewis O'Brien, who's looked good I think last season for Huddersfield, in the championship. And then it's going to be Harry Toffolo and Nico Williams as the wingbacks. I believe it's Ryan Yates and Jesse Lingard as sort of kind of the creative midfielders in this team that are going to be probably, kind of making that midfield a bit more compact, kind of overloading us in there. And will be interesting. I feel like in the first 15 to 20 minutes, Nottingham Forest, they could kind of come after us. They will be, kind of feeling a lot of adrenaline, knowing that they're coming up against a big club, this time around, whereas last time, they played the likes of the bubble blowers and, found it a bit easier. So I think this time, they certainly will feel, kind of the power of a much bigger and much better football side. But again, like I said, more kind of creative midfielders in this team. And then they're letting Brennan Johnson be up top instead of doing a two-man, strike force. I'll be interested. I feel like this could suit us, with them going for that 3-4-3 or just even compacting the midfield. I feel like we would have struggled maybe with two strikers coming up against our defense. It would have made Sanchez and Dyer have to think about them a bit more. Maybe Dyer and Sanchez will have a bit more time on the ball. I'm not sure. We'll see how this unfolds. But those are kind of my initial thoughts, on the team that we'll be coming up against. And then when you look at Spurs, it's not really a surprise. We've a lot of people have said, you don't really change, a winning team. I guess that's kind of what Antonio Conte has basically gone with here. I could see, or could anticipate a lot of changes, a lot of substitutions happening in this one, but it seems like, Antonio Conte does kind of believe in that sort of philosophy that a lot of Spurs fans have said that, you don't really change a winning team. But everybody, let me know, some of my thoughts, some of my initial kind of things, about what I've been thinking about when it comes to this game. Let me know. Dark Sun G saying West Ham won 1-0 versus Aston Villa by a lucky deflection, in my opinion, really lucky deflection. And I believe their first goal of the season, Dark Sun G, they've been pretty desperate to get a goal. They've been just getting donuts and bubbles for goals by the looks of things. And then I feel like, it was going to be one of the most boring games of that weekend. I think I did a score prediction sort of kind of video with Kieran over on Let's Talk Spurs Dark Sun G. And I predicted that would be the most boring game of the weekend. And I'm pretty sure it lived up to be that sort of hype. But let me know, my man. I mean, I was watching it. Was not exciting by any means. Was not exciting by any means. But everybody, let me know again, what you thought of my initial thoughts, kind of my breakdown of the game. And if you did watch Stats with Jack, do let me know if there's anything in Stats with Jack that maybe I might have missed that came to, kind of the preview of this game. But we do have the Irish Hotspur. We're going to be bringing in Dave here, just kind of, takes a minute, to add him in here. So do give me moments. But everybody, let me know your score predictions. And if you haven't already, do smash that like button. sending it to myself here. Everybody, just bear with me one moment. We also have Sergey Lempel saying, smells like a tight draw or an absolute Spurs domination with 5 to 6 goals in the Forest net. I'd love to see, something convincing for, us Spurs fans. This is kind of, I think, what probably settled a bit of nerves. I think a lot of people, are a bit concerned about, the signings, a bit concerned about the squad depth right now. You're probably on to something, Sergey. And if we did get, a 4-0, 5-0 win, 4-1 win, I think Spurs fans would probably, rest a bit easier. But we're going to switch over, adding the Irish Hotspur in just a second here, everybody. Just 2 more seconds. Do bear with me. Almost there. And I believe we got money. There you are, Dave. Welcome in.
Jack, I nearly didn't make the watch along, man. I mean, I got the call, as people might not know, I'm a part-time lumberjack, and they asked me to come and clear the forest, Jack, so I nearly didn't make it, my
Emergency.
man. Yeah, it was an emergency. I had to go and clear that forest, but I am buzzing for today. Interesting enough, Jack, no rotation, which I'm a bit surprised with Perisic, especially with him being treated on the bench when he came off against Wolves. But apart from that, I'm absolutely buzzing and delighted that Sonny retains his place. Because look, we said it before. You know, first of all, you got to put a bit of respect on Son's name for what he's done around here. But I know people say don't use the word drop, but even if you say rested, we're 4 games into the season. He doesn't need to be rested, you know. And like Kuva said earlier on, you got to let that happen naturally as the games come in thick and fast. So for me, I'm happy to see us go with the same lineup. I think maybe the game plan is go out there, get that job done nice and early, dominate the first half, and then in around 60 minutes, hopefully get some of them guys off and use the 5 substitutions on the bench. What I will say, interestingly enough, is Papa Marsar also makes the bench today. So I wonder will him and Basuma. Will him and Basuma maybe get minutes in there together. But also no Gil Messi, he didn't travel today, or Lucas Moura as well. Some saying there could be a potential bidding for Lucas Moura. So wait and see what happens on that. That's interesting. But to me, Jack, I mean, the game plan's got to be go out there, rip down that forest, get out of there.
Dave, if you were able to catch, stats with Jack, I sort of thought that they would go with a 2 strike force, Nottingham Forest, go with that big guy, Taiwo Awani alongside Brennan Johnson. They've gone for something a bit different here. They put in Morgan Gibbs White. Looks like their new signing Mangala might not be match fit for this one. I thought he looked quite good for them, kind of a bit of steel in midfield, you could say, whereas Morgan Gibbs White, think more of a creative player. Alongside Lewis O'Brien, who, you might know him better too, but he's looked like more of a creative sort of kind of player too. And then they put in Ryan Yates, instead of that striker that I was talking about from Union Berlin. I feel like maybe they're going for maybe more bodies in the midfield, like some teams do to overload us. What do you think about that? I'm actually, despite maybe that being the tactic used by Steve Cooper here, I feel like, a bit happy that, he hasn't gone with that, 2-man strike force, because I feel like the 2 up top might have caused Sanchez and Dyer some issues.
Look, first of all, I wouldn't be surprised if Nottingham Forest didn't have a game plan, because despite what I think of them, their manager's a very, very good manager. Isn't he the manager that won the Under-17 World Cup with the England setup? I'm almost pretty sure.
And he also, took Nottingham Forest, from what they thought was going to be a pretty bleak season, a really bleak season, to where they are now. And, like you said, I believe with, that, England, Under-17s team accomplishment, he has shown to be one of those up and coming England managers. So he's certainly no fool. I did say, though, in the stats with Jack, though, this is his first, maybe, big test, you could say, against like probably a world-class manager, maybe other than like Jurgen Klopp. And this is, kind of his first real test against a big club this season, in the Premier League, at least. Of course, he had big tests in the tournaments and in the cups, last season, but this is his first big test in the Premier League, you could say, for Steve Cooper against an Antonio Conte side, which we know are frustrating. Even if they don't get convincing wins, we are a frustrating team to come up against. So I'll be curious to see how he handles it.
Yeah, look, it'd be interesting to see, how our midfield cope. I mean, it looks like you said, he is going to try and dominate that midfield battle and hopefully get them a little bit of joy. But I'll be honest, Jack, I'm not too worried. I don't see too many of their front players that really cause us a proper goal threat. Their midfielders, look, we have better midfielders and we should just be better than them on the day. Look, from what I'm looking for from this team today is if we control possession, they can put who they want in that midfield. It doesn't matter. As long as we control possession and look after what we do. If we don't win today, I'd say it's more down to our own faults rather than us rather than Forest being absolutely brilliant. But look, I also do believe people are showing maybe Nottingham Forest a bit too much respect. I've been more nervous about the Fulham game next week, next Saturday. They have the potential, but with Forest,
They've
like
looked
I've
like a
watched,
good team versus Nottingham Forest haven't really looked like even I don't know.
no,
They have a lot of hype around them right now, Dave, but away from home they haven't looked that
Jack,
great. At home they look a lot better, but away from home they haven't even looked that convincing.
they have a lot of hype around them because everyone has a soft spot for Forest. Like especially Spurs fans. I mean, we signed Andy Reid, Michael
Yeah.
Dawson, and there was a younger guy, Welsh guy that came. I don't think he ever made it. Gunter as well, Chris
Uh-huh.
Gunter. We signed it. We've had a good relationship with Nottingham Forest down the years. And I think a lot of Spurs, especially Spurs fans, we have a soft spot for Nottingham Forest. I think most people do. They're too big to be down in the Championship,
Yeah,
so
probably.
they are. Nottingham Forest were always a big football club in England, and it took them 15, 20 years to get back up. I mean,
Yeah.
and people are just delighted to see them in the Premier League, and so am I. But I do believe people are paying them far too much respect. They should be
Mhm.
worried about us today, not us be worried about them. At the end of
Yeah.
the day, we're the big dogs. We should go out there and play our natural game and play them off the park today. Like I said earlier on, dominate them physically, dominate them aerially, dominate the possession, and just dominate every battle over the pitch from 1 to 11. You win
Yeah.
your battles. For me, I get it. They do have some exciting players, but are they really good enough to punish us? I'm not so sure. Their weak link is their backline. We've got a very, very hungry Harry Kane who wants to reclaim his golden boot, wants to
Yeah.
go into the World Cup knowing exactly where the back of the net is to try and win that golden boot. Also, 16 goals away from Jimmy Greaves' record. He'll want to get that broken this season. He wants to chip off Alan Shearer's record of getting to the Premier League all-time goal scorers. So Kane is going to be hungry for goals. Son has not played well in a couple of games. He is going to be starving, Jack. He is going to. I feel he's going to. I think he's going to absolutely dominate today, in my opinion. And you've got Kulu Sexy, who hasn't been on the score sheet in a couple of games as well. So he's going to be hungry for goals. So for me, honestly, I'm not worried about them today. I just want a good performance from Tottenham. I want to see a nice, sharp
Yeah.
performance. And why I say that is because it'll give me confidence going into the Champions League games, going into West Ham during the week. Man City or Liverpool, Man City, all them sort of teams coming up as well. North London Derby not too far around the corner as well. So for me, it's about the manner of the performance today, and we should not be worried about Forest. Like I said, I got the call. I'm a lumberjack. I went and took it down.
Yeah, Sergey Lempel saying, let's start the deforestation. Even, Daniel was saying earlier, Daniel Larson, Daddy Hoiberg was saying, Dave, this is the first time I'll ever condone a forest fire. It seems like everybody, wants, sheer domination here. People just want a convincing performance. They want to see,
Mm,
Spurs maybe go 1-0, maybe up. I would say what probably would settle a lot of nerves. Let's say we go 1-0 up in that first 20, 25 minutes, Dave. I wouldn't be too disappointed if we didn't, but I probably imagine, a lot of Spurs fans would feel confident because they would see that, maybe we're starting first halves, a bit better, on a stronger foot.
mm,
They're seeing that maybe if it is a weaker side or opposition that we can, take a foothold in the game right away. Because
mm.
what I am worried is that we have started off, first halves, slow, and this could be a
Yeah,
good game or a good opportunity for us, to kind of right that, because it has been a big talking point, you could say, in the
I
Spurs
agree.
community at this stage is, how, kind of slow, we've come out the gates. And maybe
Mm,
a team like Forest, I know, they're probably going to have a lot of adrenaline, going into this one. I said that before, Dave. They're actually, playing a big club this time around, at home instead of West Ham, the Bubblers. I feel like it could be, an interesting one. They might come out the gates pretty hot and, firing, Forest, but at the
mm.
same time, we have plenty of quality, to kind of, make them, realize that, this is a much different team and a much different outfit that you're coming up against, and they could get outplayed. And I'd like to see us, start outplaying them maybe 15, 20 minutes in. That would be nice.
No, look, it would be. And I see some people saying Dave's getting carried away and stuff. Look, maybe, but this is, it's this not the moment we live for. These game days, I'd rather go into these game days, talking smack and feel pumped up. Um, but look, if you want me to be realistic, look, they are good at home. They won 13 of the last 16. That's including 3 Premier League teams in them results. they're going to be bouncing. Look, eager beavers, fantastic. Adrenaline, they're going to be eager beavers, whatever else. But at the end of the day, we're Tottenham Hotspur. We should be making them look lost like a kid in a fucking shopping center. And that's the way it should be at the end of the day, especially if we're talking challenging, trying to close the gap on Man City and Liverpool. These are not the points we need to be dropping. We need to be taking maximum points from these games. And we should be doing it with ease, if I'm being quite honest with you. Like a
Yep.
bit like Liverpool done to Bournemouth yesterday. Should be doing it with absolute ease for me. And that look, I'm excited because I think I know what's about to happen. So everyone get ready for 3 points.
Get ready for 3 points, says Dave. Dark Sun G with a super chat here saying Kulusevski loves to score away from home. If Liverpool can beat Bournemouth 9-0 without Nunez, Thiago, Jota, Kanate, Matip, while using Elliott, we can definitely win this 5-0 today. Must say, Liverpool, they did win that at home, so, this is going to be a different test. We aren't going to be in the big, beautiful Tottenham Hotspur Stadium
Mm.
any for this one, Dark Sun G. But still, away from home, I think still, not too much to ask for 2-0, 3-1, 3-0. I think it's not too much to ask, from the boys today. 5-0 Dark Sun G. I'd be absolutely over the moon because, like you said, then you can get to see Basuma score, Richie score, all those other guys. Because Dark Sun G, there's probably no one in the fan base that wants to see people get debut goals more than Dark Sun G does. He loves a
Yeah,
debut
he
goal or,
loves it.
loves, an
He
opening
lives
goal,
for it.
on the account. But I feel like, 3-0, 2-0 isn't too much to ask for me.
No, it's not. Look, even if you get out 2-0, 3-0, it's convincing. It's a good result at the end of the day. But I just know Harry. I just know Son and Kulu Sexy Jack. I just know they're going to turn up today.
Mhm.
Harry Kane, I've seen him walking in. His haircut is it's on point. It's even better than last week. In fact, he went for it this week and a few little spikes in it. Sonny, like I said, he's going to be angry coming in here today. In fact, the fact that Conde has to sit in the press conference and protect Sonny or stick up for Sonny, I mean, that's going to anger Sonny. And with his father behind him, he'll be on form today. Kulu Sexy is just Kulu Sexy, Jack. You just can't take the
Yeah.
ball off the kid. No matter what you try, he's just too good, too strong, and he's going to make their wing back look like he needs the weight room, Jack. So, and then I look at Højbjerg and Benchcore. If I was Højbjerg, I'd just be snarling at them. I'd be growling. In fact, I'd be barking at them like, "Ooh, ooh, ooh," right before kickoff, just to scare them, just put the living shit into them. You know what I mean? Get the hairs on the back of their neck standing up. Growl at them, tell them you're hungry, you want that ball. In fact, if I was Bentacore, I'd be coming out with the ball in my mouth and burst it. Not a problem, Jack. We're going to be like a pack of wolves here today. We're going to be some hungry dogs.
Make
And we're going
chainsaw
to
noises,
feel
Dave.
it.
Make some chainsaw noises, in the in the lineup.
I can feel
Absolutely.
it.
Dark Sun G, you're absolutely right. It should be something convincing today, and I want to see all those opening goals for, plenty of our new players. I want to see Basuma or Richie get that, new goal for Spurs. Be nice to see a new player
Mm,
grab, that goal just so that they can feel comfortable, just so that they can, maybe give a big fist pump to the away end. Big up Dark Sun G. Hopefully you're keeping well. And then as
mm.
well, the outlad Dave, just a sec saying,
Legend.
calm down, lads. 2-0 will do. I think, like I said, maybe 3-0, not too much to ask. He's saying 2-0, shouldn't be too much to ask. He's going to be absolutely fine and peachy with a 2-0.
Nah, look, I'll take a 2-0, Jack. I'll take a 2-0. I just feel it's going to be more. I really do. The Outland probably remembers the Forest back in the 1980s, Jack. You know what I mean? I'm looking at the Forest I've seen over the last 20 years. Yes, they got a lot of players. It's going to take them a while to be any sort of cohesive unit. So, look, I get it. I'll take 2-0. I'm not going to cry or moan about it. I just feel like there's more in us today. I really do. I
Mm.
really do. Look, some people would tell me if I'm looking at the sky and it's blue, some people would tell me it's pink. But I just think we're going to score goals today. It's that simple. Can't
Um,
knock me for being confident. I love it.
I love it. Derek
And by the way,
Hutchinson's
just
gone
quickly,
for.
just quickly, I want everyone to put a big up Keela into my chat. My niece is going is on her way to hospital. She has an important operation or important thing tomorrow operation. I'm not sure if she's listening, but just put in the chat big up Keela for my niece, please.
Everybody, big up Kilo. Everybody, well said, Dave. Especially now in this moment, we're 3 minutes away from kickoff. Everybody, good thoughts, kind of, calm down, take that breath, everybody. We're going into a big Spurs game, but we can relax, lose that anxiety, lose that stress. Let's just, sit back, realize the boys are wearing the beautiful kit. They're sitting there. They're going to try to do us proud today. But we have close to 200 in the chat right now, everybody.
I'm
If
just
you
running to the
haven't,
jacks before the game.
smash that like button, everybody. Close to 200 in the chat. We do have the timer above. We got the chat, as well on screen. We got the lineups, on the bottom of the screen. So everybody do smash that like button. Everything you could need for the watch along. Some people saying woof 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 vroom, everybody as well with what Dave was talking about. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. But Carl Higgins saying, I'm having premonition that Forest are going to score really early, but we will come back. Carl, I did kind of speak about that in the stats with Jack, saying that they could come out the gates, maybe a bit hot, a bit heavy, with all that adrenaline coming up against a team like Spurs, that's only their second home match of the season, as well, Carl. So I see where you're coming from, but I like to hope that, Spurs will be, sort of, handling that sort of pressure, because it is only Forest at the end of the day. Even if they do come, kind of fast at us, I feel like we should, be good enough to be able to handle it, everybody. But everybody's not Forest. I'm looking at some Heineken adverts, but Forest, dapping each other up. That back line, I would say, everybody, is not as strong as maybe people think, because I think they have kept a lot of clean sheets at home. Maybe they're a better back line at home, but I feel like they could be, exposed here against maybe more of a world-class front three like Kulusevski, Kane, and Son, because it is Steve Cook, Scott McKenna, and I believe Joel Worrell as well. And, Niakate, their new signing, from the Bundesliga, I think he got injured quite early. They did say, he looked quite good in that back three. They had to go back, with the injury, to maybe, some of their second choice players, I think, in this one. So it is going to be interesting. I think Forest, they probably have a weaker sort of a weaker defense than an attack, at least in my opinion. But I'm looking at Perisic right now. We're about to get started off, everybody.
Let's go.
So do.
Let's go. I cannot wait for this. I've been pumped. It's been so... Look, I prefer these half-hour kickoffs than the early kickoffs, because we never do well. But my God, it drags on. I mean, next Wednesday, when we've got West Ham, and we all know I'm not really allowed to speak around that week because they just cry and moan. But, I'm going to have to be quiet all day. That's going to absolutely kill me. It's going to absolutely kill me. Look at these Forest fans, Jack. They're absolutely bouncing up and down. They're bouncing. They'll be disappointed. No one got them their bouncy castle today, Jack. And, it's the only bouncing they'll be doing. Trust me.
Got him a bouncy castle. Orkin Gibbs White, wearing the number 10. See how he plays. He's going to be playing in a midfield that I feel like doesn't have as much. I don't know. Is there a ball-winning midfielder in that team? We'll see how it goes for them.
We see how it goes. They're wearing red. For me, they're as good as Arsenal, so let's get at them.
And they've kicked off.
Look at Harry. Look at him just galloping across the city ground. Honestly, it's beautiful. There's a nice river down beside that city ground. Maybe we can go for a swim after the game. Oh, what's that? Referee's already being soft. Honestly, trust me, I've been to Nottingham. It's a lively place. It's good. But I mean, that referee just had too much of a good time yesterday. He's feeling sorry for them giving them free kicks already. Come on, Tottenham, defend this. Like I said to everybody, I have a change in tack with the back line today. I actually have faith in them. So let's defend this. Who's that? That your man Gibbs White.
Carl Higgins saying, I live in Nottingham. We can't have no slip-ups.
No, we definitely can't. There's a few Spurs fans that live in Nottingham, actually.
Dangerous free kick here.
Paxton Road. It's a dangerous free kick.
And Hugo
comes out. Lovely. Nice punch away. Command in the area. That's what we like to see.
Williams.
Nice on. Honestly, we're going
finds
to different
Jesse. Ball in.
Oh, with Jesse Lingard, Jack, you just got to throw £1 coins on the pitch. He loves money. He'll go around and pick him up. Nottingham Forest, an early test on the goal
from Jesse Lingard.
It was a good ball in by Jesse Lingard, to be fair. Very good ball in. Good line on that back line, though, when that came in. I'm happy.
Yeah, actually, now with that angle, yeah. Spurs lose the ball in midfield. Well done by Bentancur.
Højbjerg, good pass into Sonny. Let's go. Go on.
Run.
Go on, kid.
Come on, Sonny.
Oh, that's it. Oh, unlucky. Unlucky. That's what I like. I like to see.
I like it, though. Sonny's already galloping. It's good to see that.
Yeah, the confidence. Nottingham Forest keeper gone
Dean
long.
Henderson with a ping.
Pass out.
Into Morgan Gibbs White.
Nottingham Forest on the
Harry
attack.
Toffolo.
We've got plenty of balls in the plenty of bodies back. Sorry.
O'Brien. I believe it's Joe Worrell.
Long ball, Merchant. Good ball, though. That's not a free.
Good strength by Perisic. Show him the weight room, son.
That's it.
Sir!
Oh, he's just been manhandled off it. That's ridiculous. Well cleared up there by Højbjerg, though. Back to Hugo. Emerson, let's go. Like a
Emerson.
steam train. Good ball.
Lovely pass,
Let's go,
Emerson.
Kulu. Come on, Kulu. Just run it, kid. That's what we're talking about. Like a steam train.
Oh,
Jack, get the call. He's running out. Nice one.
a bit of
That's
pace
good.
here
Let's
from Spurs.
keep possession here. Ben Davies, what can he do? It's a good ball into
Perisic.
Perisic. Back to Ben. Oh.
Come on, lads. All right, don't get countered here. This was drawn up in stats with Jack. Oh, this is exactly how I drew it up.
He's running by 2 players. It's gone out.
Oh,
Where's... Oh, it's an overhit pass. That'll do. Someone go out and close him down. Well done, Kulu. Nottingham Forest with the ball on the edge of the Tottenham box here.
Get out. Close
Gone
him
out
down.
wide. He guides across it. He comes off his own player.
Top of the
Take your time.
box.
Sonny, take it. There's no one around you. Fucking hell.
Closes
He's
him
just going
down.
to take that in.
Sails it over. Adrian Chia with the super chat saying, big up, lads. Positive start from Forest, crowding Sonny. I mean, positive start from both teams. I thought we had a good bit of possession there. Maybe a misplaced pass from Perisic, but, we're winning the ball. We're moving it with, some pace. I think, we were expecting a positive start from Forest, but I'm okay here, Adrian. So far, no panic stations at all, my man. But, yeah, definitely. I think we anticipated the positive start. Another good pass from Emerson there.
First, we're always going to try and come out early, especially
Harry Kane went for the hero pass.
Especially with the way we've been in the first half of games. Forest, we're always going to try and put most of our energy into this first half, but we're coping with it with ease at the minute. To be fair, that's a free. This referee's pissed me off already. Forest building up from the back here. Good pressure by Perisic. Go on, Sonny. Now, Kane.
Sonny. Oh.
Oh, Dean Henderson taking a bit of a big touch there.
Emerson.
Sanchez back to Hugo. No composure whatsoever.
Please.
You just got to take a touch and go back to Hugo there, Jack.
Yeah, just take a touch backwards. And then if you have nothing there, then just clear it then.
So annoying.
All right. Ball back to Forest. Joe Worrell.
We got to be better in possession when we do get it, though. Oh, who is Martin? He's way off, thank God. We do got to be better in possession. We are a bit sloppy in possession so far. I'd like to see us, maybe not rush it forward so quickly. Just get a bit of control of the football.
Yeah.
Take the sting out of Forest's enthusiasm.
Steve Cooper just looking for his glasses.
So ugly looking. And he hit every branch on the way down out of the beauty tree.
Another good pass by Emerson. Finds Højbjerg. Højbjerg first time. Gets a bit of a hospital pass from Højbjerg.
Come on,
Kulusevski galloping here.
Look at Kane.
Oh, what a gorgeous pass to Harry! Harry!
Harry Kane! Mr. Dorr, you will regret not saying his name. Oh, what did I tell you, Jack? This is going to be easy. I mean, we just walked that one into the net.
Come on, Harry! 5 minutes in, Dave.
Oh, absolutely. Jack, I knew this was going to happen. We're talking Nottingham Forest. Their defense is crap. This is a brilliant start. Great play by Kulusevski, by the way. Emerson with the ball into Højbjerg. Højbjerg first time to Kulusevski. Got lucky, or into Kane. Sorry, Kulusevski picks it up. Drive and run. Sees Harry Kane breaking free. Harry Kane, one touch. Look at that. Gets the head up and just rolls it into the bottom corner. What a finish by the big man. Jack, I said it on we were talking TV today. I was confident with Kane. Not only did he shampoo it, he treated us with a bit of conditioner today. Look at that. Just, beautiful finish. Just strikes it in. Honestly,
I don't even know where the ball is, Dean. It's just like he put a bit of gorgeous spin on it. It's almost like, he just said, Dean, you will not die for this shot. And it was a beautiful scuffed finish. It was gorgeous.
If you'd done that stroke with a paintbrush, you'd be fucking loving it. What a finish. Come on, 1-0 to the good. Big hitch. I mean, Jack, do we expect anything else when it comes to Harry? I mean, just this is what we expect. 1-0 already. It's going to be a goal fest. Let's go. Everybody telling me to calm down. What we saying now? We're 1-0 to the good. Let's go. Let's go for 2. Come on. Harry Kane just does it again. I mean, it's predictable at this stage. It really is predictable. Now we just need Sonny to get on the score sheet. That'd be beautiful. See what I was talking about? A few spikes in his hair there, Jack. It's the good shampoo from Harrods. That's what's doing
he's just
that.
letting it grow out a bit, Dave. I think that's just what was needed. He needed to let it fill out, a bit more. But Harry Kane already. Oh,
that's it, Emerson. Clatter him. Well done. That's what we're talking
Dark Sun
about.
G saying Kane shooting from outside the box and a Kulu assist. Exactly, Dark Sun G.
It's beautiful. It was a beautiful strike. Look, bobbled into the corner and everything else. But, what I do like, Jack, is you use the defender because Henderson
Mm.
thought he was going to put it around him into the bottom corner closest to him. But Kane didn't. He went across the goal, and I think it really caught Henderson out. That's why he was stood there like fucking Nuno, like a statue.
But big up, Dark Sun G. Really do appreciate it, my man. And then as well, shooting from outside the box is exactly what we want to see Kane doing because it seemed to have caught, Dean Henderson off guard there, Dark Sun G. He was, what is it, left it standing, you seem clueless, there. And I know you kind of called him out as, somebody that, Spurs will have to be worried about because he is a good keeper, but Harry Kane has already made him look quite foolish.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
And Adrian Chia with another super chat saying, commentators curse when I said positive start from Forrest. Pick up, Adrian. That's what we needed, my man. We needed that commentators curse. You'd be taking my job, Adrian. We need that sort of luck around here.
Give me another commentator's curse. We'll take another big up Adrian Chia. Oh, look at Sonny. That's good strength. That's a free. Oh, ref. Oh, my God. Jack, honestly, do you mind checking his back pocket, see if he actually has his cards?
Ball into Johnson. Ball across the
Emerson.
6. Well done, Emerson.
Oh, and gets onto his own clearance. That's probably a free in, to be fair. Bit over eager there on Emerson. I take it.
He really cleaned him as well, Dave. He really cleaned him.
That's a free on Sonny, though. Like he's just dragging him down.
Romero would be there high-fiving Emerson after that.
Oh, lad. He'd probably say dinner in mine tomorrow, Honestly, he'd relish that.
He'd actually be jealous. He's actually jealous watching this right now, Emerson.
He's got to be. He's got to be. He's probably at home slide tackling his fucking dog or something, or the missus or something like that. Oh, come on, let's break.
Counter here.
Come on, Kulu. That's a shocking corner by Forrest. Look at the numbers we have. Look at Harry Kane marauding. Look at this. Look at that. Come on, Kulu, play him. Oh, he didn't play any of them. Oh, that's
Højbjerg.
Kulu took the complete wrong option. There was 4 players running through there.
Ivan.
Perisic, what can he do? He only needs an inch. Some people say size matters, Jack. Some people say size matters, but Perisic only needs an inch.
Find Kulu.
Get it in.
There you go, Decky. Come on, Kulu. Come on, Decky.
Wants to go back on that famous left foot.
Bentancur. Back to Sanchez. Spurs recycling possession here.
We're 1-0 up. We don't need to force it.
Take the sting out of the game.
Come on, Kulu. It's 2 bad passes on the trot. Can Tottenham press and win it back? Oh, my Lord. Oh, Lord. I'm not even going to say his name. Just not even going to do it to myself today.
Referee's giving a corner.
What is he doing? It's a poor effort on goal. Good block by Ben Davies. He makes up for being caught out of position, to be fair.
Well, that's why you can't lose possession there, Dave, because, like we showed in the animations, on Stats with Jack, Ben Davies is going to make those sort of like further progressive runs, so you can't catch them out in moments like that because they can't get us there.
Kulu has to learn as well, because he lost one against Chelsea and it became costly down Ben Davies' side. And he lost that one as well. It's not in the Forest, but a corner towards the back post. It's way over here.
Wow.
Let that go out, Bentancur. Well done.
That was a number 10 that hit that.
That's shocking. Their set pieces have been absolutely shit so far.
I mean, they probably might. We always concede from set pieces, but,
That's why I'm
commentator's curse. That's a commentator's curse. That's
why I'm surprised they're not on the money, Jack. One thing you got to make sure against Tottenham, just put your set pieces in the right area. One's been under, hit straight to Kulu, and the other one's been put out for throwing over far side.
Jesse.
Not the force on the ball. Oh, it's a sneaky little one. Oh, great defending.
Who was that? Højbjerg? Thank you, Højbjerg.
Oh, that's beautiful. Strength to hold them off. That is beautiful.
Remember, Skippy did something similar last season. Skippy did something similar like that. But that's just, why does Højbjerg need to be the one cleaning up there? Why does Højbjerg?
Dyer and Davies. That's your 2 defenders. Dyer and Davies
doing their job there, Dave. Why is he doing their job for them?
But even that pass by Brennan Johnson, they both turned the back on the pass, and all he's doing is putting it 2 yards on the ground. How are the 2 of them being caught out there? They got to wake up a little there. Good defending by Højbjerg, though. Calmly just hold them off until Hugo Reis comes and claims it. It's good defending. Nottingham Forest looking to play out from the back here.
Wide to Toffolo.
I am concerned that when Nottingham
Brian.
Forest are getting forward, how easy they are getting through us.
That's true. Out to wide to Joe Worrell. Nico Williams. Worrell.
It's good pressure. We're looking to
Cook.
press them a bit higher up the pitch, which I'm liking.
Dean
Make him go
Henderson.
long. Make him go long. Well done. Now win this.
Davies.
Well done, Davies. Good header as well, actually.
Højbjerg. Oh, getting lucky there.
Oh,
come on, lead it.
Go.
Come on, Pierre.
Oh,
finds a good pass.
Oh, what a tackle by Joe Worrell. What a tackle.
Oh, Pierre.
What a ball
Slicing
by
through them
Højbjerg.
with scissors, Pierre was.
What a ball by Højbjerg in behind for Kane. Kane just slowed down a little bit. And that's why Joe Worrell was able to get that tackle in. It could have easily been 2-0 there.
Oh.
Perisic
got a bit lucky with that touch, but what a gorgeous pass.
Yeah, it was. It was a nice pass. A very good pass. And he's had a good start so far, Højbjerg. He's been alert, lad. He's been switched on.
Kane waits to come on side here, and Højbjerg waits for him to get on side.
Oh, he's way on as well. He's way on. Oh, it's the first.
Not even a bad touch. It's not even a bad touch. He just didn't even know he was coming on that side. Well, that's good defending. It's just.
But if you look at the touch, if he would have hit that straight, he would have had more time because he put it in a little.
He wanted to help. He wanted to give himself 100%. That's why he took that touch like that. He wanted, it to be easy.
Yeah, no, I get that. But by taking that touch, he allowed Worrell to get the tackle in, maybe. Anyway, we're going to get plenty more of them, so it does not matter. Lloris with the long throw forward. In over Harry Kane's head. Sonny maybe not taking that gamble, and it's straight back to Forest. And it's just giving away stupid possession like that. That does not need to happen. It does not need to happen. Like, Jack, what is the point of standing on the ball, waiting for one of the Forest players to make you come and pick it up, and then launching it straight back to them?
Good pressure from him. Look at Bentancur and Sonny working here, though. Great work on the left-hand side defensively. Good pressure.
Should have the ball.
Yeah.
But it is good pressure. It's a free
good
man.
Pass into Brendan Johnson. Finds Toffolo. O'Brien. I believe to Yates. Nico Williams. Yates. Oh, too much space there.
Oh, good block, Bentancur. Sanchez, well won. Well won. That's it,
Come on,
Kulu.
Show on the weight room here.
Just need you to hold it up. That's it. Good ball into Harry Kane. Another ball over the top for Kulu.
Oh, skill here.
Back to Kane.
Oh, well lovely.
Kulu. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. That was a good win.
Shows you don't need pace there, Dave. Shows you don't need pace there.
Davies bolstering forward. He's definitely got.
There you go. This is exactly. We drew this up on stats with Jack. Come on, Perisic.
Yeah. Oh, just over Kane's head. Sonny lining up for.
Oh, have a hit, Sonny.
Into a dangerous area. Ben
Davies having a hit. Sonny having a hit. Come on.
Oh, what a hit by Sonny. What a hit. Perisic, that was a delightful ball. And look at this. Look at this. This is just beautiful.
Dave, I said that, if Spurs get, I drew it up in the animations. If Spurs, find that overload, they'll find that overload where Ben Davies makes those progressive runs. And then you have Perisic there in the overlap. Like, it's almost unstoppable.
Sonny not too far away there either. That was Ben Davies in just over his head. If that was Harry Kane, he would have been the right height for that. Good ball. What an effort by Sonny. It's so close. But even that defensive header that got us on the attack by Sanchez, credit where credit's due. That was a good header. Dyer
to Bentancur. Lovely.
Lovely football by Tottenham. We saw
a bit too hard.
She couldn't get it under control, and it's back to Nottingham Forest. One criticism in the opening 16 minutes: we are a bit sloppy in possession, but as the game goes on, I think we'll be fine.
Kind of in true Conte Spurs fashion, though, we're kind of a bit sloppy, but we're also just like
well won by Højbjerg.
Direct. We're like so direct at the same time, like we're always playing passes forward. Like look at this pass.
Kane.
He's getting handled.
Just give him the jersey. Just tell him you'll sign it now. I mean, fucking hell, he's about short of whipping out a pen. Jesus Christ. It's a disgrace, though, Jack. He's holding him.
With the clearance. Moon boots. Lovely moon boots. Lovely. Gorgeous moon boots.
Good play.
Well done.
Bentancur picks it up. Back to moon boots. Well, rocket boots today so far. Into Sanchez. That's it. One touch. That's more like good ball in. Højbjerg. Lovely ball around the corner. Sonny flicks it.
Sonny went for a
Good
back heel.
pressuring Kulu. It was a cheeky, nice attempt, cheeky. I just really want Son to just get a goal, get confidence going. Forest on the attack. It looked like they're going to line one up. It's Jay Lings. What was it? Yeah, it was.
Emerson closing him down.
Oh, well done. Good clearance by Sanchez to the edge of the
Oh,
box. What a block.
what a block.
Højbjerg
Højbjerg.
again.
What a
He's having
block by
Green's had a
Højbjerg.
fantastic
Sonny
opportunity.
galloping
Sonny,
here.
3-on-3 here. What can we do? Play Harry.
Finds
It's a good ball
Kane.
to Harry Kane.
Oh, show him
Go
the
on,
soft.
curl it.
Harry!
Curl it. Oh, it's gone wide. Unlucky. Good break. Good play by Sonny. He picked out the right pass there. Harry Kane tries to use the defender to bend it into the bottom right. Just gets too much on it and it's gone wide. But what a block by Højbjerg. He's been sensational the opening 17 minutes. Sonny, look at that. That's where he's at his most best. Running, getting them to drop off. Great timing on the pass to Harry. Just could not get the finish off. But that's a lot better from Tottenham in possession, though, Jack.
Yeah. Tequila saying, Jack, I'm going to need more sirs. Dave, apparently I'm not, I haven't had the opportunities, to speak.
He's rusty. He's rusty.
A little rusty, yeah, that as well. A little rusty, but I haven't had my opportunities, to speak to the ref.
He just there's no
Apart
point.
From the brown envelope I gave him before the game. What is that? Højbjerg.
He's done so well. Just gives it straight to Forest. Jesse Ling's on the ball. Jay Lings. The TikTok star.
Ripsy said for that Højbjerg block, it looked like he teleported.
Yeah. Warra. Out to Williams.
Oh,
great tackle. Who's that, Ben?
Oh, it gets all the way to Kane.
Kane.
Oh, he tried to switch a play. Lovely Bentancur. Great win.
Højbjerg picks it up.
Time on the ball.
Okay, get the right pass.
Find Sanchez.
That'll do.
Find Emerson.
Into
no
Dyer.
Need for that for it's fine.
Into Sanchez. Although, it has been a lot quicker coming out from the back, which has been better today.
He's playing it to people he doesn't need to. Here, Sanchez. But
yeah.
Davis.
Perisic. That's sloppy. Nico Williams on the ball. They have an attack here down the right hand side. We've given it to them way too easy.
Johnson
through two players. Do not take him down. Well done. Nico Williams with the
well
ball.
Done. Okay.
By Perisic.
Good recovery.
Good recovery. Hopefully this is another overhit set piece, Jackal.
I think Sanchez put us in trouble there. I know we have obviously
should have been out to Emerson.
Pick on the guy, but there's just no reason for that first time pass. Back to Dyer. There's no reason to pass it back to Lloris. Situation. Like he's not under any pressure.
Especially against Forest.
Well, he's just not under any pressure. If he was under pressure, I wouldn't have said anything. No reason to pass backwards like that if you're not under any real pressure.
Gibbs White on the set piece. Joe Warren looking to attack this. It's another overhit set piece. Sanchez.
Good clearance from Sanchez, though. Way to get a foot in there.
Højbjerg.
Well done, Højbjerg.
Forrest with the ball. It's a shot from distance. Hugo Lloris parries into a Forest player. He just couldn't get it. Left Lingard. Out to Williams. Sonny. It looks like he's going to have a go.
Williams taking it down.
Sonny way too easy.
Back post.
Drew. Who's that? Perisic.
Trust. That is real trust in a world-class goalkeeper there.
Everyone else is sweating, and that guy's ice cold. Just there you are.
That is that's poor from Hugo.
Yeah, it is poor. Son got beat way too easy by Williams as well. Good effort, though.
I don't expect him to catch that, but he needs to parry that better.
Yeah. Could have cost us.
Hit it out for a corner. Even hit it out for a corner. Just don't put it back in play like that.
Forrest looking to come down the right-hand side here. You see the midfielder saying it to Højbjerg, screaming at him. Just go back to Lloris. Why does he need to put it out over the sideline every time? That's on the league shit. Back to Lloris. Keep the ball. It's annoying that. And I don't want people to say I'm having a go at him. Even our players are saying it to him. Just give it back to Hugo.
Bentancur.
Apart from that, he's actually done well today.
Bentancur is showing a lot of energy. Here we go. Kulusevski on it. Finds Kane. See Sonny.
Too slow.
Give it to your man. Lovely.
Beautiful by Højbjerg. And he picks
gorgeous pass as well.
Oh, Kulu, we want to back.
Find your man, Pierre.
Oh, it's a shit pass by Kulu. That is a shit pass by Kulu. Unlucky.
Find your man, Pierre, there.
Forrest looking to attack on us while we have numbers forward. They're too slow. Switch of play here might open it up, though. It's out to Williams. It's a good ball. No, they're letting us get everyone back. That's good for us.
Finding Jesse. Steve Cook with a ping over to Toffolo.
It's a good ball.
Toffolo heads it
Why
back into
can't
the
our
box.
centre backs do that?
Sanchez.
Oh,
What is he?
oh, what is he doing? What is he doing?
He's giving me a heart attack here, Dave.
He's looking nervous already. Kane wins it. Oh.
Why is he trying to juggle it?
Oh, lad. It's like he's had such a good start to the game. There's no need to start doing that.
No, he's been good defensively. He's just so shit in possession. He's just so shit.
There's just no need to start backheeling
Just
and
what's
juggling.
it's just like he just gets stuck in, Dave. Like he gets stuck in, and then it's just like just do yourself a favor and like look good in the final moment. And he just makes it so much harder on himself. Just makes it so annoying. That's all it is. He just makes it hard on himself.
Andrew Sparshoff says, big up to the Irish Hotspur, big yourself up. Paul Western says, spot on, David, backline is shaky and will cost us. Eddie Gonzalez says, Kane sees a tad bit off on his decision-making so far. Look, I'll be honest, I think they actually all do. Kulusevski, a few bad passes in there. Kane has been slow on the ball and been dispossessed. And Sonny as well at times. I think they were all off a bit. But once that clicks, I mean, we're just going to walk through that backline, if I'm being honest.
Ping ball into Nico Williams in the corner here. Perisic forcing him back to Joe Worrell. Joe Worrell plays the ball.
Oh, what is that by Ben Davies?
Good clearance by Sanchez.
Okay, what is that?
Oh, Ben Davies.
Fuck me, he's having a stinker. Oh, that Luke Sanchez. What?
No, he tried to play Kane.
Yeah, but then do it. You know what I mean? Just do it. Like, just do it. Anyway.
Emerson closing down. Oh, it gets through.
Well done, Ben Techers. And he'll take responsibility.
Good clearance.
And he picks out Harry Kane.
Pick this up. Well done. Let's go.
Let's go.
Move.
Sonny's over the top. Sonny's gone.
Kane over to Sonny.
Oh, handball.
Sonny through the middle. He's getting chopped, sir.
Definitely a handball there. Oh, it's just not falling right for him right now, is it, Jacko? Last season, he's gone. Yeah, handball. Last season, he's gone.
Unlucky.
It's just not falling right for him. It's a great ball by Harry Kane. This is where we looked at our best last season.
Bad touch by Sonny. I actually think he gets unlucky just there. It's his...
that's what I'm saying. It just won't fall right for him, you know.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
And it's not from the one to try, and he's doing everything he was doing last season, you know. Henderson goes long. Win this and get back on the ball. See Perisic going mad at Ben Davies. He's telling him, just knock it down here to me. And Ben Davies just puts it straight into two Forest players. And Perisic just looking at him. He's just looking at him going, what's going on? You know, it's just that sort of stuff is just this what I keep talking about.
Not even like they have a big man up top. I don't even know why they're winning those.
But like, Jack, it's a simple header for Ben Davies. Just cushioning down Perisic. And you see him asking him, why did you just give it to two Forest players? Why? I'm standing right here beside you. Just cushion it down to me.
Perisic, Nico Williams, Jesse Lingard. Or no, Morgan Gibbs-White. Into Yates. Finds Nico Williams. Dyer. Perisic. Well done, men boots.
I don't Perisic.
Plays it out for throwing.
I'll do. It's just so frustrating seeing our defenders give away a sloppy ball. So annoying. And it's even worse when you have world-class players like Perisic just going, Ben, why can't you just knock it down to me? You know?
Mm-hmm.
He is so ugly. Looks like something out of the ring.
On his eyes.
Yeah. Emerson
chops inside. Plays it back to Sanchez. Sanchez finds Emerson. Emerson, time on the ball, finds Kulusevski, holding it up. Emerson to Højbjerg. Lovely, boys. There you go.
That's better. Out to Ben. Doesn't even look to see where Perisic is. Straight away at first. Back to Hugo. Sanchez to Emerson. Good. This is better play out from the back. This is quicker. Kulusevski just holding on to it too long. Who's that?
I'm not sure.
Renan Lodi was supposed to be unveiled there today, which means Reguilon's probably on his way to Atletico Madrid. Oh, well done, Emerson.
Cheeky.
On
Nice
for the
throwing
truck.
into.
What is that, Harry Kane? For fuck's sake, take a touch. No need to do that round the corner first time. It was crap. Just take a touch. Scram, they gave it straight back to us anyway.
Well done,
That's all that
Sanchez.
matters.
Well done, Sanchez. Emerson to Bentancur. Back to
Get
Bentancur.
turned. Into Højbjerg.
Højbjerg. Oh, boys.
Kulu
You don't need to make that run there.
Jack, he's given away about 10 passes this half. Kulu sexy. He's given away about 10. So annoying.
Nico Williams.
Frustrating going forward. Oh, we're all over the place. Forrest, he's got free shot.
Well done, Perisic. Clear.
Well done. What defending? He just took too long to get his shot off. Perisic. That's brilliant defending.
Good job by Bentancur here.
That's it, Bentancur.
Full of it, Dave. Full of this energy.
Go on. That's what I'm talking about.
Hit that out.
Tottenham's. Oh my God. Oh my God. They are blind. They need to go to the opticians. Someone book them in. Anyone in the comments or receptionist, book this linesman in for an opticians, please. Kulu has been Kulu has been shocking. He's been good, but he's just giving away too many sloppy passes this half. He needs to wake up a little bit, the kid.
Here he goes. Kulusevski.
Lewis O'Brien has the pace to keep with him anyway. Into Emerson. Emerson back to Sanchez.
Nice, Sanchez. Oh.
Jesus, even he made that look hard. It's a simple 5-yard ball into Højbjerg. Fuck me, he nearly put it by him. It's a simple pass. These passes have to be better. We have to be a lot better in possession.
Højbjerg.
Better pass. Into Kane.
Oh.
Take a touch. Get
there you go. Find Højbjerg. Oh.
That'll do.
Into
Ben Deckers. Out to Ben Davies. Open your body. Well done. Into Sonny. That's better.
Lovely.
Out to Perisic. That'll do. Ben Deckers.
Sanchez. Okay. Lovely.
Back to Dyer.
Lovely.
Into Højbjerg. Out to... Oh, that's
nice
beautiful.
Højbjerg. Oh, yes. That's gorgeous.
Kane.
Oh, find
Sonny.
Oh, okay. Emerson.
What can he do? Perisic is alive and right into the box. Will he pick him out? No.
Across the 6.
Shit, though. Nobody was there. He's got
Perisic trying to put in the right areas. Just no one's there. Just needs to see the movement. He needs to see the actual movement, but we're fine. We see back to Sanchez. At
least we're back on the ball.
You got time. Lovely. There you go.
A lot better from Tottenham the last 2 minutes in terms of possession. And then we give it away like that.
Yeah, no need for that.
But that's commentator's curse, Adrian Gia. I'd say if we can just keep putting pressure on Henderson every time they go back for him, he'll kick it long. Then we can
Emerson.
Emerson gets the head up. Good pass into Kulu. Kulu to Sonny.
Sonny, have a hit.
Oh, good block. Oh,
moon boots.
Oh my God, he's opened it up completely.
Moon boots, why?
Oh, and then they do that.
There you go.
Oh, he made that look hard.
Lord, boys.
What is that?
What are we doing, boys?
Fuck me, we are so shaky on the ball. It is unbelievable. That's the second time in 2 games he's missed.
No reason there for Moon Boots. If you're going to win that, Moon Boots. You can't miss that.
And it's like,
there's no reason, Dave. There's no reason for him to really, like, his back is to goal. You know, he really has no runners. Like, there's no reason, like, to actually go full force there. Like, yes, be on his back. You know, yes, give him some trouble there, but don't let him do that. Like, you can't miss that challenge if you're going to go for it. That's silly.
It's twice in 2 weeks he's missed challenges on the halfway line like that, and nearly become cost.
Do like what Romero would do there, but that's, you know what I mean. But it's just like,
I agree. Look, I admire the aggression and I admire the determination to go and win it. But and then split moment decisions when if you don't, he's in behind. You've got to win it if you make that call. You've got to.
Come on, Emerson. Come on, Emerson.
Oh, good ball in behind.
Oh, what a pass!
I think he's off. Oh, and he takes way too long. He's off anyway, but he could have put that one in the back of the net for his own confidence. He's not looking decent today. We
Shane
just
O'Neill
got to be
saying
better in possession. It's pissing me off. I'm delighted we're winning 1-0. Don't get me wrong. We just got to be better in possession. We're giving them way too many sloppy balls, too many passes, not finding their man. Hugo Lloris kicking out over the sideline. It's just, what are you doing? And all they're doing is kicking it back to us. It's all they're doing right now. We got to be better.
Hugo.
He's gone long.
Won by
No
Joel
point. What?
Rowan
Like,
to Gibbs
I'm
White.
sorry, but what's the point in going long to Son? If you go long, you go to Kudo or Kane. Like, you're not giving Son a fair chance of winning it in the air. It's just,
Nico Williams.
well done, good defending. To Perisic. That's it. He's only a kid. Make him look like one. Love the little
Shane
curve.
O'Neill saying, beginning to understand Burnley fans a lot more now.
Look, the long, it's annoying. It is annoying. Like, if we kept possession, we'd be 3-4-0 up by now. We really would be. The amount of good breakaways we've had, and the final pass has just been crap. And then passing out from the back again has been pretty poor at times. Started off well for 17 minutes, but last 15, it's been poor.
Ball in.
Oh, that's got to be a goal kick. It's a free header in the box. I think that was Johnson with the header. He's just free out there on the right-hand side. Like, Sanchez misses the header. 2 Forest players waiting there for it. But who's challenging them? Like,
Ripsy85 saying, I can't believe we're still level. Feels like we've made more than enough mistakes to have given one up. I think I know what he means, Dave, where, like, you know, like we said, we've given up the ball unnecessarily. We're giving away possession unnecessarily. It's almost like, though, Forest haven't really taken the opportunities, because I feel like even Hugo's been a bit poor, if you ask me, Ribsy.
Yeah.
Like, some of his saves he's made look a lot harder than they needed to be. I see what you mean. Like, they probably had good chances to score, but here's a good one. Nico Williams. See, this is what I mean, Ribsy. Like, I feel like that's a good moment there where, yeah, maybe a better team would take advantage of us, is maybe the point, you know, but it feels like Forest are actually quite poor in certain moments where they haven't actually taken advantage of us, you know, when we have given away, you know, possession. Like, in moments like that, like, you know, somebody should have done better there, you know, in the case of Nico Williams, or even in other moments, like maybe some of their players could have done a bit better. But I'll be honest, I think Hugo has been poor in even his saving. Like, I think there have been moments where I thought some of his parries, or, you know, him coming out, or his, you know, possession has been poor. But the, you know,
I'll be
Hugo's
honest.
been poor.
I think everyone's been poor, maybe bar Bentancur or Højbjerg. I think they've worked their socks
Yeah,
off.
actually, Bentancur and Højbjerg have been not bad.
I think everybody else has actually been piss poor. Even Harry Kane. I know he scored, but still think everybody has been off it, bar the actual 2 centre midfielders today.
Which is odd. Sanchez goes long to Harry Kane.
I'm sorry, but it doesn't even reach him. The fuck is that? And again, there, you see Perisic 2 minutes ago, back to Hugo and let him clear it. And Sanchez just wants to,
Just, why do you clear for a throw-in? It's just these moments where he clears it out for a throw-in. It's just like, why?
And twice there in 2 minutes, 2 long balls and same results. It's been piss poor this first half. I'm sorry, it has.
Nico Williams, one by Perisic.
Starting to grind my gears this game. And the thing is, such an early lead, it's fantastic, right? And all you want, Jack, is just make sure your next few moves you string together, make sure your passes, and we're just gifting it back to them. Just gift after gift. The only ones that haven't really misplaced any passes, you know, is Bentancur and Højbjerg.
Sonny.
Oh, let's go. Good ball.
Great pass.
Great pass, Sonny.
Come on, Harry.
Come on, Harry. Make something out of that in here.
Good hold up.
Get us up the pitch.
Get us up the pitch.
Love that. Even Perisic or Richarlison telling them where to pass it. Love that. Ben Davies. Keep it on the ground, lads. Out to Sanchez. Sanchez will not pass it to Emerson unless he's 5 yards away from him. See him. I'll drop in
He
here and
just
I'll
has
give it
no picture. He has no picture of what is open in front of him. He has no picture.
Dyer into Bentekers. He gets turned. That's how
Well
you
done.
do it. That's how you do it. Doesn't need to be 5 yards beside you. Like, you see him. He looks at Emerson. He's free. And then he passes it back to Dyer and he goes, no, I want you here before I pass it to you. It's like, what, you want him to run 20 yards backwards? Just give it to him. All the way back. It's gonna say, Jesus Christ, if that went out.
Sir, I mean, he can buy Dyer's kit in the club shop, and the club shop, sir. He doesn't need to grab it off of him.
Another long ball by Hugo Lloris. That's a
Handball.
handball. Well done. We're not playing handball. We're playing football. Idiot. Oh, come on, Tottenham. We're much better than this. This is the team. We are so much better than this.
Is that their owner?
Not sure. Yeah, I think it is. Hopefully now, second half, we can just keep possession and kill the game. The last thing we want is giving Forest any sort. There's Renan Loddy there. Last thing we want to do is give Forest any sort of, momentum or anything in this game. I'd like to see us get a second and kill it. You just got to be so much better in possession.
We got a second in this first half. Agreed, Dave. Ball into Kulusevski, Bentancur, Emerson.
Oh,
great
get
position
Go
here.
on, run
Drive
at them.
Emerson.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Well done, Perisic. Keeps it in. Oh, that's beautiful.
Sir!
Go on, have one.
Sir!
Oh, Emerson.
Holding it up.
Gives it to Kulu. Out to Harry. Harry looks running for Emerson. Unlucky. Goes for the diving header. Jesus, he's in front of his stake of control. He's in front of his man. How's that gone out for a throw in?
King Hoddle saying we are Herods up front, Tesco in the middle, and Poundland in the back.
He's just got to come on to that one touch and play. No, flicks it out for a throw in because it hurts. Hurts my eyes. I should not be privy to this. That's it, Sanchez. Dominate that. Back to Hugo. Well done. That's better. He's learning. And another fucking long ball by Hugo to absolutely space. Fuck me. That's it, Moon Boots.
Step out. Someone
giving it back. Let's break. Harry. Come on, son. Come on, son. Get on your bike. Son, get.
Sir!
Fair play to Forest. They've made it difficult after going 1-0 down. In fairness.
Yeah, they're just handling the counterattacks, I think, a bit better, but we've been sloppy with them.
Yeah. We have been absolutely.
I think we've been opening them up though quite easily. So I'm not
that
really.
Ball you should be treating like your.
They've been opening up each other. Like Forest are opening us up as much as they, it's been actually, despite us being 1-0 up, it sort of feels like both defenses are a bit leaky.
Jack, look, the ball should be like a gold bar. It's precious. You gotta touch it with delicacy. You know what I mean, and be assured wherever you're placing it. But right now we just sloppy. It's like you're playing with a fucking wind ball. You know them light balls you play with when you're 2 years of age. You know what I mean? It's like it's just so bad.
You need to step out there.
First touches have been poor. Passes have been so many. I'd love to see how many misplaced passes we've done this half. It's definitely over 50. It's got to be. I'm not even exaggerating. It's at least got to be.
Good chance for Forest.
Again, lucky he didn't get that on target. Very lucky. It's like we can't keep being this poor on the ball. You can't. Some stage you got to punish them. It's about time someone made the call. Just fuck it. Just go along, get everybody up there and try and get bodies up there, Instead of this Davinson, Sanchez and Dyer having to stand either side of the 6-yard box is embarrassing. It is. It's like you'd see that in Sunday League and under 12s when you have a goalkeeper who can't kick. Honestly.
Thank you, sir.
Well done,
Thank
ref.
you, sir.
He finally realised he's actually in the middle of a game and not playing his PlayStation, the twat. Come on. Let's be better. Let's build something here now. Let's build a nice attack. I can feel it. Let's go. Ben Davies screaming, and I'm not going to do it to myself. I'm not going to do it. Oh, no,
Ben Davies.
Højbjerg. Moon boots. This tactic of getting Højbjerg to sit in and push Ben Davies on just leaves Bentancur in the midfield completely on his own, surrounded by 4 people. Oh, Lord.
That's poor. That's poor
from my God. I'm going to start taking this personally shortly. I'm actually going to start taking it personally in a minute. I need some water. I'll be back in 1 second. This is just hurting my eyes. I need rose water on my eyes.
Højbjerg, Bentancur, into Kulusevski. Sir! Into Højbjerg. Finding Kane. Emerson overlapping. Kane, deep ball in. Poor. Final ball. Been poor there from Harry Kane. Good link-up play, though, from the lads. But it just feels like we're just relying on counterattacks at any stage that we can get. Just only counterattacking. Eddie Gonzalez saying, I think a change in shape is warranted in the second half. Need control of midfield a little more. I did sort of, call for a 3-5-2, Eddie. I'm thinking maybe, if we actually kept Bentancur and Højbjerg and then added Basuma, perhaps, we could maybe get into the, the game, or at least, dominate that midfield. Maybe even just feel a bit more comfortable in the midfield. I completely agree, my man. Completely agree.
I disagree. I think our midfielders have been our 2 best players. I think we have.
They have been our 2 best players, but maybe it would, perhaps make it easier on the defenders, Dave. Maybe the defenders don't have to be, so, responsible for possession, because it's almost like we have to accommodate for the defenders being so poor, in possession. Maybe the way you do that is perhaps adding a midfielder.
But not only that, Kane, Son, and Kulu have been crap in possession as well.
Yeah, Kane's final ball there was a good example. Kane's final ball there was a good example, I think, of how everyone has played.
Like, funny enough, today, I actually think our midfielders have been the 2 best players on the pitch. They haven't.
I agreed when you said that.
Pass by Højbjerg. I actually think we do have a grip in midfield. I think it's everywhere else we need to start getting a grip, to be honest with you. I think up front we need to get a grip. I think our passers need to find their man. I think backline needs to start getting a grip in terms of on the ball. Defensively, they're okay today. Don't really have too much of a problem. Bar Dyer missing another tackle on the halfway line. But on the ball, needs to be better. All round. Again, I just don't get when Tottenham are not playing well. Why is it always going to the midfield? No one looks.
Yeah, I think Bentancur has been exceptional. Bentancur has probably been the best player of anybody.
We made this mistake against Chelsea and Wolves at halftime as well. Midfield, and then Højbjerg went on and dominated the game in both games. You know what I mean? And it's just like midfielders are actually on the ball today.
Were Hugo and Emerson arguing over something? Was that?
I don't know why Hugo's arguing. He's been atrocious today as well, especially on the ball.
I'm confused. Someone let me know. I wasn't able to catch that, but they were showing a replay of Emerson and Hugo talking.
Blow it up, get them in at halftime, and let Conte fucking get the paint stripper out. Honestly, I'd tear the lumps off them.
I'm glad we're 1-0 up, though. I'm glad we're 1-0 out. We're going to continue to rely on. Yep, there it is. There, everybody. Halftime. Spurs 1-0. It looked good in the first 20 minutes. It was actually the opposite of how I anticipated, Dave, because I thought it would be the first 15, 20 minutes. Nottingham Forest would be all over us. We would just kind of have to, survive the waves of attack, survive the waves of adrenaline. Sort of felt like, Nottingham Forest, they came out a bit shell-shocked, maybe, and Spurs took advantage of that. And then weirdly, they got back into it. It was kind of the opposite of how I predicted. I actually thought, maybe Nottingham Forest would look the better team in the beginning. Then Spurs, would finish out the half as the better team. It felt like it was the complete opposite. I don't know what you think of that.
Look, first of all, I do believe, there are times to bollock a team, even when you're winning. And I think in the dressing room, I want Conte to bollock them at halftime. I want them to tear strips off them, because if they don't, they'll get complacent. and Forest have caught us on the counter. But again, you'd argue they've been a bit more like us going forward, where it just has not clicked. But for me, I'll be absolutely rollicking them at halftime. I'll be
Yeah.
telling them. Because look, today I think Højbjerg and Bentancur, I think have been good. Højbjerg's done got a lot of ball winning in midfield, been decent on possession bar that last pass. Bentancur has done a lot of pressing. Again, been decent on the ball, hasn't put a foot wrong. But everybody else around
Yeah.
him has been just sloppy on the ball. Loose touches, ball getting stuck underneath their feet, misplaced passes, wrong pass in the final third, overhit, underhit, ball bobbling and bouncing. This has to stop. At some stage, there has to be a bit of composure. Get on the ball, relax, get the feel for it. You're supposed to love that ball, not hate it or be scared of it. You're supposed to love it and enjoy it. And that's what I want to see this team do in the second half. I think we do that in the second half. We take these to the absolute cleaners. Amount of space we're getting going forward areas. We've just been very bad on the ball. That clicks in the second half. We
Yeah,
win
Dave.
this easy, but it could very easily go the other way if we don't.
And maybe speaking, kind of a halftime rollicking, or maybe somebody who probably needs to get their say in. I'm actually curious as to what he has to say. We have Nick here in the house. Everybody say hello to Nick Lazy 801. Nick, thoughts on that first half? Like I said, almost the complete opposite of how I thought it would go. Oh, whoops, sorry, Nick, that's on me. I need
You're
to
on,
unmute
you're on
you.
mute.
Start over again. Start over. Sorry, my fault.
Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. Yeah, man. It started out okay, and then just got worse as things progressed, even down to the last few minutes of the half. What is up with the positional awareness of our team? I really love the we're trying the one touch, we're trying to move it around, but it's like we don't understand where the receiving player is actually. He's in a different position. Kane, Son, even Perisic, all tried to do nice little touches. Would have been great if somebody was there to receive it.
Why do you think why do you think the passing is maybe so loose, and maybe players are not maybe so connected? Is it just because we're away from home? Is it just because again maybe starting off a bit poor in the first half? How do you think? Why do you think that is?
I think that it may be what Conte's talking about with some of the new players coming in that just aren't acclimated to the tactics yet. I think that there's something going on with the rest of the team, as just awareness of where they're supposed to be on the pitch. Look, the Son Kane combination is not where it's been in the last 2 years. Right now, their awareness of where each other generally are is not where it usually is. So that's a problem right there, because we've been focusing on that for the last 2 seasons, on getting the ball to them and moving it around. Maybe it's because we're trying to get everybody else involved, get the wings involved more, and it's just other people don't know. The only people that actually know where everybody else is seems to be Højbjerg and Bentancur. And I agree 100%. I mean, aside from that that bad pass over to Perisic, I think Højbjerg has been very, very good, man.
Yeah.
And Bentancur, it seems to me like the game plan is, because I'm still wondering again for the second game in a row, where is our press? It's Bentancur is the only one pressing. Now maybe that's the game plan.
10 minutes, though, Nick. It was there for the first 10 minutes.
But then it kind of sits off, and Bentancur's running around like a hummingbird, and he's doing his job. Højbjerg is pulling back to cover the defense. That's a little bit weird. My wonder is that the game plan? Is it to lull the opposition into a sense that we're not pressing and there's only one guy doing it, and then we turn on the press in the second half because we've got the strength to do that? I'm hoping that is the case.
There's something that just quickly, there's something that, I've heard before, about Antonio Conte with some people of how they've, kind of seen his tactics, in the past, especially with Spurs and, these lackluster sort of first halves, it feels like he's so steadfast on maybe not conceding Antonio Conte in the first half. Like he doesn't really want to open himself up, in any sort of way. But the issue is that when we're watching it as fans, I feel like, Nick, we're seeing all this pressure, that's coming, against Spurs. But at the same time, I would actually say similar to the Wolves game, similar to even, the Chelsea game, it feels like, they constantly are getting so close to our goal, maybe opening us up a bit. But weirdly, we, handle, that final pass. We handle that final cross. It sort of feels like, it's difficult for us to actually get a real good quality chance, of any kind. I think the best chance was that one that fell to Morgan Gibbs White that, he hit over the ball for a souvenir. But you
Yeah.
really look at it, like the rest of the chances they've had, I think Forest have either been a bit wasteful, perhaps having to do with their quality, or just weirdly, it seems like Spurs do good last minute defending. But I said this in the past to Dave. I don't like that term, I don't like saying that, we're
Yeah.
doing last minute defending well, because it shouldn't be that way. I think I'm okay with conceding possession. I really am. It's not something that, I'm too steadfast with. I just don't like the way that we concede possession with either giving up the ball with, no pressure, no, real, urge, just no need to give up the ball. And then as well, sometimes it does feel like, we do maybe invite, maybe chances, for Forest that really just don't need to be there. I think Forest could just pass it around the back as long as they want, but sometimes they're breaking the lines, with maybe some sloppy mistakes from Spurs that do kind of worry me.
There's a lot of similarities from last week against Wolves. Trying to play intricate passes in our own half, not good enough to do it, and resulting to long ball. That's exactly what happened against Wolves in the first half. Now, we've also been beneficiaries of playing against another team that struggles to score goals. Same against Wolves. Look what happened when we played this way against Chelsea. They scored 2 against us. Better teams will take advantage of
I
this.
agree.
We have Dyer again. Another tackle missed on the halfway line. Last week, Højbjerg already had to take a yellow card from him, and he goes and does the same thing again. We've got to move the ball a lot quicker, but it's even simple things. These headers, Jack, we're just ballooning it straight back to Forest players. Whatever happened,
Yeah,
being
man.
able to push it down. You see Perisic going mad at Davies. He's looking at him. He's like, what's wrong with you? What is wrong? Just cushion it. Why are you panicking? You see people pointing at Sanchez. Put it back to Hugo Lloris, and he's putting it out for throwing and resetting himself.
Yeah.
Good defenders don't do that. Players that are confident in themselves and their ability don't do that. It's all these other little things that we just don't need to be doing as well. We were very lucky that at times Forest have just kicked the ball straight back to us.
Yeah.
Being very, very lucky at times. If they were better in possession, that half would have been a lot worse to watch. This has to be sorted out and rectified this second
It feels
half.
like Forest have been sloppy as well, Nick. They've maybe, not even been very good themselves.
And we've gotten very lucky. I mean, honestly, we should be 3-0 up in a sense, but Forest have had opportunities. Our defensive cohesion in our own box is a hell of a lot better than it's been in many seasons. And okay, if Conte's been working on that, that's great because it's better, but they shouldn't be there in the first place.
Yeah.
And then, we turn around and we've got this strategy of hoofing the long ball from Hugo, and we're winning absolutely zero of those headers as they come down. None of them we're winning. And that's consistent now. So that's essentially we're just conceding. We're just happy to concede possession right away and give them a chance to attack. There's something about with the way that Leeds play, and they've been playing for the last couple of years, is that it's constant forward momentum. I didn't watch the last game against Brighton, but I did watch the Chelsea match, and there's so few passes backwards or back to the keeper. That's always a matter of turning around and going forward at your man. Now that can screw you up in a lot of ways, but it's like we're playing the opposite, where there's an opportunity to even make a lateral pass and progress it forward, and our defenders are just choosing to go back. And it goes back and back to Hugo, and then it's got to be a long ball over again where we lose the first ball header down again. And
exactly.
Something is wrong there that needs to be addressed.
I said this before, in the pre-match buildup, and Dave asked a pretty good tactical question. I said before, Nick, that the defenders are actually the reason why probably you and Dave get so upset, with us, losing possession in these moments is because the back three are going to be given the most time on the ball. They usually have, the most, time to be able to pick out a pass, get the ball under control, pick their head up, and get the game going. Really all the attacks are built from out the back, in some shape or fashion. And it feels like the back three is so garbage at being able to build out from the back and actually pick out passes that are necessary to get attacks going. Like you said, they get they get the pass, they'll receive it, no pressure whatsoever. Weirdly, it takes them multiple touches to get under control, and then by then they really don't know what even they're going to be passing to, because it feels like they're not even picking their head up before they even receive it. It actually feels like to me quite basic sort of lessons when it comes to picking up the ball in possession. And if you are going to be a player that's going to have lots of possession, you probably should know what you're going to be playing to before you even receive it. I don't know. It sounds, silly, but maybe sounds easier said than done. But seems like, professional footballers to me should be able to at least have a picture of what's in front of them before they even pick up the ball.
The reason why I
Yeah.
get pissed off is because I can go down to AstroTurf and see 10 players on the AstroTurf that can control the ball and pass the ball. It's the fucking basics of football. We're not talking about them doing anything superhuman here. I'm not talking about them launching 40-yard passes onto someone's foot. I'm talking about the absolute basics of football that you're taught by your father or your mother in the back garden before you even go down to coaching. It's the basics of football.
Yeah.
And that's what I get annoyed about. Even defensively at times, Davies is being found out of position. Dyer is being found out of position. But look, I'm not even going to. I'm not going to go through this halftime and not talk about Kane, Son, and Kulusevski either. They have been absolutely atrocious. I know Kane got his goal, but all three of them have been absolutely piss poor as well in this half. And I'm not letting them escape it either. Look, at times we have got the ball forward and they've been poor. Kulusevski has probably given away about 10 passes. Kane, the same, is probably giving away about another 8. Sonny has been way off it completely. That front line needs to wake the fuck up as well.
I agree. The
You know
front
what,
line
man?
collectively.
Though
Yeah.
I come back to positional awareness and what's going, and did it break down, because they showed the sequence for the goal during the halftime show just now, and everybody knew exactly where everybody was, and the passing was phenomenal. The interplay between Kane and Kulu was great, and everybody's movement forward was fantastic. Everything clicked, and then after that, everything just got sloppier and sloppier and sloppier. There's got to be a reason for this.
Yeah.
Gaetano put in an interesting quote: "This is Italian football played badly." I think there's something to be said for that. Especially from the defense's perspective.
Paul Markey with a super chat saying, third game in a row, the passing has been off. Players not on the same page, and general play has been disjointed. Why concede or secede possession to lesser teams? I am worried. I think we covered, all those parts, especially Nick, covered, the passing, being a bit off or maybe not being on the same page. But I don't know. Do any of you guys, both of you are welcome to respond to this before we get to the bottom due to super chat, but are any of you worried? Like, does it make you think about future games?
Of course I'm worried, Jack. Of course you're worried. Against Nottingham Forest, you should not be. And we're not conceding possession, by the way. We're just giving it back to them. They're not even doing anything for it. It's just literally, here you are. Do you want a gift? Do you want a gift? Do you want a bow on it, or do you want it wrapped? You know what?
You're getting lucky because they're doing the same thing too.
That's why we've been lucky. But it's just it is worrying. It should not be happening against Nottingham Forest. This is a team of individuals that have barely played together anymore. None of them, barely any of them players were there last year. They're all new players, barely any time to bed together. How come they can pass it to each other? Why can't we? We've been together for how many years now?
I'm gonna throw out an unpopular take here. Is that they really, Forest, especially in the first 20 minutes, it looked like you could really see a difference in the quality of the team.
Yeah.
Is that we were on top of them. The tackles were in there. It's like we knew where they were going to be and what were the gulf in quality was there to be seen. But maybe it's just that we're trying to prepare for better teams, and we're just not aware what they're going to do because they're not playing as well as other teams that we're prepared for. Crazy thought, possibly makes no sense. Just throw it in.
The thing is, you don't prepare for better teams now. You tell you about. I get what you're saying. I fully take your point on board. But if that is the case, that's wrong. You've got to play what's in front of you. You can't be thinking 2-3 games down the line. You've got to play what's in front of you.
Big super chat here from Bottom Duda saying Conte changes his tactics according to the players he has. We cannot play from the back with Dyer and Sanchez. The midfield puts together 2 good passes and then produce 4 shocking plays. Can't play with this tiki-taka with this lot. And we're about to kick off again here, everybody. And we still have a few more super chats, so I do apologize, everybody. But just make sure I get the timer going. Harry Kane's about to kick off here. Everybody, you can sync up with us. Apologies to Bottom Duda. But we can't play tiki-taka with this lot. It does seem like, you can't string 2 or 3 more passes together. It's a good point there to Bottom. And then as well, in the case of, Dyer and Sanchez, we can't build from out the back. Beautiful turn here from Bentancur.
I do get what the Bottom Duda is saying, right? And I understand that. But
it starts with the back. I agree. I think
if the players from Brighton and teams like that, Leeds and stuff like that, are they much better than what we have at centre backs and stuff like that? I wouldn't say so, but they can do the basics of football. Why can't we? But I think there is an element of Antonio Conte adjusting, like the Bottom Duda said, which is look, entice them on and go long. If you can't play out from the back, go long. And that's probably why you're seeing so many fucking long balls being played.
Yeah, because when you kind of give up, you're probably right. That's what you sort of resort to. And Bottom Duda, I think the midfield, weirdly, they haven't been, spectacular. I think actually Bentancur has been actually much better than Højbjerg, I will admit. But I feel like the midfield has not been they've been the two best players on the pitch, if you ask me, actually, Bottom Duda. But I think Bentancur certainly was the best player in the first half, if you ask me. And, it does start with the back, not being able, to build out. But we have been poor in just stringing passes together. You're absolutely right, my man. But big up. Really appreciate support. Adrian Chia with the super chat saying Suns run helped distract defenders for the first goal. It does just feel like, the front three is just a bit disjointed, though, Adrian. I agree with you. Sonny actually looked really good in the first half. I think Kane looked good in the first half, too. And then they just weirdly, it was the opposite. They didn't grow into the game. They started strong, and then they kind of just started, playing a bit poorly afterwards. Kind of the opposite of how we thought it would go, Adrian, where I felt like Sonny and Kane looked good in the beginning, but then just kind of dropped off a bit.
Yeah.
And then
I'd agree with
Neville,
that.
and then Neville and Morgan with the super. Oh yeah, sorry, Dave.
I was just gonna say, look, I'm a big backer of Son, and for me, I think it is harsh to drop him, but look, I get what Adrian is saying, but I think that's clutching at straws a little. He has been piss poor again today.
Neville Morgan, love the name, saying poor passes. We need to catch. We need to catch a wake. Should have been 3-0 up. Shocking. Yeah, we should be, much more control. I would have liked us even just to have grabbed a second goal, even if it had to be against the run of play, Neville, because I think that just would make Spurs fans at least feel a bit more comfortable, even if we weren't thinking we were in a good position. At least, go 2-0 up at halftime, take the sting out of the game, make it difficult for Forest to get back into it. But I don't know. We just couldn't even be good enough to get out of our own half, at certain stages. It felt like Neville. We couldn't see possession. But big up, my man. Do appreciate the support.
Big up, Neville. And I hope you enjoy your first game, which is North London Derby in January. I hope you and the kiddo enjoy that when you're over, my man. Big yourself up, brother, and really appreciate the support.
Falling behind for the wing back. Toffolo, Sanchez clears.
Oh. It's just frustrating. Like, we've got to look better. Like, the thing is, we know once we get it right going forward, we're absolutely gonna, cut these open.
Yeah, we're devastating. But that's the thing. We can't string these passes that we normally do, and we do look devastating when we do. You're right.
Oh, what is that? Like, that's just
dangerous.
Again brain dead by Emerson. Stupid.
Sonny, great hold up. Harry Kane.
Perisic free as a dicky over the other side. Good ball in behind for Kulu. Make up the ground and get into the box.
Come on, Kulu. Finds Kane, top of the box, gets blocked. Højbjerg.
Get out to him,
Johnson. Sanchez on Gibbs White.
Well done,
Sanchez.
Well done. Oh, fucking hell, ref. He's pissing me off, that referee. He's a stone cold stunner.
That's the guy, Dave. That's the guy that, remember when Spurs went ahead against Man City?
Craig Pawson. Yeah.
You remember that when we went ahead against City? He's the guy that, threw his arms and, down in the air. Remember that referee? He was the assistant ref. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It's funny.
He just loves blowing it up.
I would like to see Richie come in soon and Basuma come in as well.
Yeah, you've got to. You've got to change it up. You can't keep persisting when you just can't.
Højbjerg taking down O'Brien.
I'd actually like to see Langley come into the back line. I'll be honest. Hopefully we.
That's an unrealistic change, but me too. But I think that's unrealistic. But
what's unrealistic?
Why is that? Why is Sanchez letting that through as well? Like it's on its.
What's unrealistic about Langley coming in? We have troubles playing out from the back.
Yeah, true, Dave. I just don't know. That he would have to really make a statement then, and about Davies.
Oh, he will. He done it against Roma when he came on at halftime, completely within 10 minutes. Showed him how bad he was. Done well against Rangers as well. How is that a free header?
It's just
that was close.
There. That's just poor.
Got away with one there. Fucking playing him under pressure. It's going to be a long second half. Get the subs warmed up now. Forest fans can sense it as well. Good ball down the line, to be fair.
Composure, please.
Oh, fuck me. Oh, my God. He's not even aware he's being closed down. He's not even aware of it. Kicks it straight off him. Perisic. Go forward pass. That's better. Into Sanchez.
Nice, Sanchez.
Ball into Harry Kane. Heavy touch. He still gets onto it at the end of it, though. It's ball over the top for Perisic. Oh, what a ball by Harry Kane. What a fucking ball. Unlucky. That's a good effort by Perisic. That's a hard one to keep down. It's much better from Tottenham going forward. Look how free he is. Oh, he caught that nice as well. Just get it lower.
Bentancur.
Better. This is much better.
There
Chris,
we go.
finding your
Kulusevski.
man.
Emerson. To Kane. Oh, good run by Sonny there.
Good ball.
There we go. Perisic. Perisic outside the box.
Oh, it's
Ball
a
in,
beautiful
back
ball.
post.
Harry!
Kane getting taken down.
Oh!
Sir.
He's looking for a penalty or a handball, is he?
Getting dragged there, ref.
Is he giving a penalty? Is that a handball?
So many things there. Tell Emerson, sir, get this under control, sir.
What's going on? Spurs players are looking for something here.
What's he
It's a
going
great
for?
ball by Perisic. What's gone on
Back
here?
post. Harry Kane.
Oh, that's handball.
ref.
That's a penalty. Blow that
Ref.
up. That's 2-0 Tottenham. That's
Hey,
a
if that's
penalty.
two
All day
times
long.
they've been trying to play volleyball here, ref.
What a ball by Perisic, Jack. He is so good. What
Oh,
a ball.
give him a red.
Oh,
Give him a red.
it could be, Jack. That's stopping a goal scoring opportunity, you know?
Give him a red, sir.
It's a penalty all day. Come on. If they don't get this, that's a disgrace. It's penalty all day long. They don't even need to look at this. Sanchez having a go at the Forest player. What are they looking for? It's penalty all day long. And they don't tell me they're going to give a free kick out. That's probably what they're looking for.
Knowing this ref, he hates Spurs, this ref.
It's embarrassing if they give Entenez but a penalty here. It's absolutely a shambles if they give Entenez but a penalty. I'd have severe issues with the Premier League. So I would. Absolute severe issues.
I mean, why is it taking this long?
Shouldn't. It should be called. It should be taken in the back of the net already. Or I think someone says in the chat they're looking for a possible red card. I mean, it's a no-brainer. You just got to give it.
Referee.
Stopping a goal scoring opportunity.
Referee, I mean, it's 2 times they've tried to play volleyball. I mean, they're playing the wrong sport here. Send him off. At least send him off so he can go play the sport he wants.
Yeah, checking possible red card, denial of a goal scoring opportunity. They're trying to basically say, would have Harry Kane got on the end of it? I mean, just give it.
I mean, obviously he would. He's the greatest striker on the planet, Dave.
What play by Paris? That's just a delightful football. That's just a delightful ball in. I can't get over how good that ball is in.
It almost was going in, actually, the chip. Ball across. Almost was going in there.
Yeah. It's a red card. I mean, honestly, Jack, is the referee looking for a breather or what?
Is he not giving it?
He's giving the penalty anyway.
But he's not giving a red. It's a yellow.
Yeah, it's a disgrace. It's absolutely disgraceful. No red card, VAR decision, no red card.
Did they give a yellow?
Yeah, he's giving him a yellow.
How do you give a yellow and not a red?
It's disgraceful.
How is that any different then? They give yellows for other handballs, but that's clearly one that you would give a red for. It's like Luis Suarez.
It's absolutely disgraceful. Yeah, Luis Suarez World Cup, right? When he got sent off. Harry Kane steps on. He looks confident. I'm not even worried.
I
should have been.
Fuck me.
For fuck's sake, Harry.
Oh, Lord.
That one had to go in. Had to go in. That's a poor penalty as well. It's right at the right height for the keeper.
Come
No,
on,
I'm not going
lads.
to get on his case. He
It's a
doesn't
great
make
opportunity to get a goal. It's a great opportunity to get a goal against the run of play as well. Like,
What's this idiot doing celebrating? Look at him. The state of that idiot. I hope we trash them now for that. It's a poor penalty, though, Jacko.
just we need that goal against the run of play there, Dave. I mean, it's just exactly the start that we were looking for.
Oh, it's a nightmare penalty. It's not usually one of his side netting penalties. It's not good enough. It's shocking. Although Henderson needs to be punished for celebrating like that. Oh, how has he missed? How has he missed?
Oh no.
No.
Please.
We're getting away with this. We're going to be punished for missing that penalty. You know that. You can just feel it coming. One of them is going to go in eventually.
Please, lads. Oh.
We've made this a hard game. We have made this a hard game. Free, no one. Oh, good block by Ben Davies. Does enough to turn that off goal. What is that? We just cannot play. It's like we're all wearing concrete boots. Oh, come on, Sonny. Oh, Sonny.
That's another one that needs to be set off. Get him off the pitch.
That's shocking. How is that yellow? One of them has got to be
You don't even know what a red card is.
One of them has to be red.
Oh, for sir.
So annoying. How? It's clean true.
Oh, sir. Oh, my Lord. You forgot the cards at home.
It's clean true. Good tackle. He took one for the team, but it's clean true.
That was, oh my Lord.
Sanchez leaving the pass short for Emerson. Fucking hell. Sanchez even saying, or Emerson saying it to him, a bit more on the ball, like.
Dara saying with a super chat, change something or we lose. Wake up, Conte.
Look, may not lose, but we'll definitely be a draw. Definitely. We will concede. We've been lucky. The ball has gone very close either side of them posts, by the way. Very lucky we've been.
Højbjerg, Davies.
You look at this Nottingham Forest team, Jack. They've clearly been told to press us this half. He knows we're not on the ball, that manager, and watch how high and intensely they're pressing us now on the ball. It's just a shit penalty from Harry Kane. It's nowhere near as good as he usually takes them. It's right height for the keeper as well. But they have been instructed to press us big time. I agree with you, Dara. I think we need to make substitutions, if I'm being honest. I definitely make one up in the forward area as well. That's a free. About time. That is about time. Go on, Sonny. I really want him to score. I really do, so badly. Perisic, unlucky. I'm not going to give out to you for trying. Forest on the attack here. This is looking dangerous.
Thank you, Davies. Thank you, Davies. Find Emerson here. There you go. Lovely.
That's a good pass.
Lovely. Sir, if he wants his kit, he can have it in the club shop. Rap! Lord.
About time. That's 3 Forest players on a yellow. One more of them and they're done.
The line has the yellow card. The whole back line.
One more of them and they're off.
Jeez, if he wants a Harry Kane kit, there's a sale in the club shop.
Come on. Let's get a second and put this to bed, please.
I agree, Tyler. All three have a yellow. We better expose that.
Yeah, just start running in behind them,
No,
turning
just
them
do
at every
exactly what we've been doing. Hold up play. Give it into Harry Kane's feet. Make him turn him.
Oh, well done, Kulu. What strength. What strength.
Oh,
Play
find
Sonny now. Get
Son.
your head up.
Find
Fucking
Son.
hell, get your head up. Oh, he's off. He's off. He left it too late. Sonny plays on though. Sonny!
Oh, good effort.
Kulu has to play him earlier, Jack. He's got to get his head
Has to
up.
play him earlier. Has to play him. Adrian Chia is saying all 3-4 center backs book, no more tactical fouls. Yeah, exactly. I think we should get the ball into their feet as much as possible now, Adrian. Just let them turn. Let them go after them one-on-one. Let them, put the ball into their feet. Even if it's a bit of a hospital pass into Harry Kane, they're not going to be able to, drag him and pull him every which direction like they were before. Same thing for Sonny. Same thing for Kulusevski. Completely agree. Darkson G is right, though. I mean, Henderson has kept them in the game since then.
He has. I'd say press them. Do what they're doing to us.
Gibbs White.
No,
plays a good ball in behind.
Oh, well done, Hugo. You just knew that was with the space Sanchez gave up there in behind. You just knew that's where that ball was going. Well done, Hugo. You just knew it. That's it, Sanchez. He gets turned so easy.
Dara saying with a super chat, bring on Richie. He will get a center back sent off.
Bring him on. Yeah, 100%. And he'll score. This is a game for him. Scrappy. He'll love this sort of game. He'll relish it. Get him in.
Brian.
We've made a run off our own back today. This should be easy.
Blocked by Emerson for a corner.
This is where I get nervous.
Saying how is Forrest not down to 10 men is beyond me.
It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. But I agree with Dara. Richarlison is a good call. He will get one of them sent off. You just know it.
Oh, he should. Yeah. I would take off Kulusevski. Bring on Richarlison.
Just disappointed today so far. Just really disappointed. We've made them look good.
Oh.
No. Well on Hugo. I get worried with these set pieces, They won the two headers there. They won both of them. Yeah, we'll win the first one and the second one. Why not? Session coming on. Perisic, I wonder is he being rested for West Ham, Jack? Yeah. I think Conte knows. Look, if we have any chance of playing out the match from West Ham, we've got to keep Perisic fresh.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful tackle. Composure. Well done. Well
Sonny.
done. Sonny. Good ball for Kulu. Great ball for Kulu.
Great pass.
Kulu, he's in one-on-one. Bend it. He goes for it. Oh, unlucky. That's a great pass by Sonny and good effort.
Great play by Sonny. That's what we like to be seeing.
That's
lovely.
A beautiful pass. Look at that. Right in his
good bend and good pace on that pass as well.
Yeah, brilliant pace and nice bend. You're right. Kulu, they knew he was looking to go on his left, so he went on his right and tried to be clever and go through the player's legs there. I like that. Just couldn't get the angle on the shot. This is better.
Dyer. Poor pass to Bentancur. Bentancur has been easily the best. He's just saved us, I think, in a lot of moments in possession.
Hey, man, Højbjerg, I think the two of them have actually been very good today. Bentancur has been brilliant, but I think both of them are good.
This feels like the front three has just been off today. Front three's just been off. Then again, second half has been a bit better, as we saw from Sonny, but Davies has been beaten all day by Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson has been torching him.
And let's be honest, he's a good player, but he's not a world beater, you know what I mean?
I feel like Ben Davies hasn't missed a lot of challenges like that today. I feel like he's missed a lot of those.
He's been way off the par today, Ben Davies. Way off it. Worrell. Out to Williams. Goes with the left foot across. Change the angle. Well done, Emerson.
Good
clearance. Well done.
Oh, sir. Well done, Jesse. Lewis O'Brien.
Oh, well done, Sanchez. Well held up, Kane. Let's go, Kulu. Ben Davies and Sonny.
Oh, Højbjerg making the run.
Oh, that's Højbjerg. Sorry.
Oh,
for Sonny, put the pressure on.
Sonny!
Oh.
Down by Henderson.
The ball, if it was just cut back more on it, it was straight to Sonny and he was in.
It wasn't a great ball. It wasn't a good ball.
No. Good run by Højbjerg.
Yeah, he made that. Yeah, Højbjerg made that difficult for them.
He took the defenders with him. Emerson. First time out to Kulu. Kulu looking to have a run at them here. Cuts in on the left. It's a beautiful... Perisic screaming at him. He's free as a bird out that side. Who would you take off if you're bringing on Richarlison? Jack, Kane, Son, or Kulu? I think there's an argument for all three. Maybe I'd say Kane is probably being the better out of the three, if I'm being honest. But there's an argument to take all three off. So who would you take off if you were bringing on Richarlison?
I don't think Kane has been the better of the three. I don't think really any of them have been good enough to even like say which one has been, the better of the three. They've all been kind of sort of poor. Or at least haven't really done anything too significant, I think, to distinguish from one another. In fact, I would say this half, I think Sonny's been the better, I think, of them this half, but we'll see. Kulusevski's on the ball here, though. Oh, Kulu! Kulu's getting in good positions here. He's just not doing it on the final touch or final shot or whatever. He's getting in good positions, Kulu.
I do think Kane has been the best of the three, though. He has scored. He's done some good hold-up play and some good passes. I think he has been the best of the three.
But I think you could say the same with Son, at least when it comes to hold-up play. I think Son's hold-up play is definitely been a lot better than it's definitely been a lot better than what we're used to.
He's been better this half, but first half he was absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, but I think that's where I'm coming in with recency bias, of this half, and then you're using the first half for Kane.
Well, Kane's done hold-up play and passes in this half as well.
I think maybe we're just all thinking about that penalty.
Yeah, look, that was a bad miss. That was an atrocious penalty. Atrocious. But I'm not going to get on his back because, to be fair, he usually puts them away. But you should, that's one that needed to go in.
Yeah, you just can't miss him.
Needed to go in, that one. That'll do. Well done. Well cleared up, Emerson. To Hugo. Oh, lovely ball by Bentancur. Good hold-up play. Who's that? Referee's pissing me off as well. What ball by Bentancur around the corner? That was lovely. Great weight on it. We have been better second half, though. I'll give us that. We have been better second half. Just need to punish them when we get going forward. Just need to be more clinical. Kulusevski has had a couple of attempts.
Here we go. Kane.
This is easy.
This is space.
Come on. This is
find Højbjerg. Find him, please.
That's a good ball.
Sooner.
Yeah. Oh, he's got to go across the keeper.
Højbjerg's got to do so much better there, but I think Kane just needs to play him sooner. I don't know why he's waiting so long to play him there.
Oh.
Look at this. He plays him there. That's when you play him. You play him there. You play him now. Play him now. Play him now. Play him. It's just too long.
Nah, he played him at the right time. Højbjerg doesn't have the pace.
Well, I think that's because he waited that long. I think if you play him when Højbjerg's getting puffing and going, then Højbjerg's going to be able to carry the momentum. He had to sit there and stay on side. Højbjerg did shocking with that, though. You take a touch then if you're going to shoot it like that. I can also hear myself in the background, Dave.
It's not me anyway. I haven't done anything different.
It's weird.
Oh, come on. Come on. Good ball out to Kulu. You've space. Kick cuts in his left. Oh, blocked again. He's getting frustrated with himself now. It's a corner kick, though. Let's see what we can do with this corner. Hopefully we get a delivery spot on. Right onto one of someone's head. Who's on it? Sonny. He says he still hasn't come on yet, has he? He was ready to know. De Vio. Look at him. What one has he planned?
His first set piece.
Out of 4,000, what has he got planned? Oh, Henderson straight into his hands. It's frustrating me today.
Into Dennis. They put on Dennis. I didn't notice. Emmanuel Dennis. He could cause us problems.
Yeah, he could.
Plays a good ball into Jesse or to Brendan Johnson.
Well, into Hugo's hands. Lucky. Good play by Bentancur.
Dark Sun G saying Henderson is Forest man of the match today. He's Man U ace goalkeeper, in my opinion. You called it, Dark Sun G, him being the man of the match. You called it.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't look so good with Harry Kane's goal, but he definitely recovered, I would say, since then.
Yeah, he has. He has, to be fair. Conte going mad. He's instructing the players to go forward. Look, he's going mad at Emerson. He's like, open your body. Oh, that's shocking by Kulu. That's shocking. Conte is not happy, Jack. You see him going mad at them.
No.
Play it forward. Open up your body.
Please, boys. Nico
Forrest,
Williams.
ball across here. Oh, well done,
Bentancur.
Bentancur. He's been exceptional today.
Yeah.
He's just been right place, right time a lot of the
Top
time.
of the box, Dennis.
Kane.
Kulusevski
Bentancur again.
finds Harry Kane.
You need more players to get forward. That's shocking, Kane. Fuck me.
Fuck me.
Like, yeah, you've got to go back with that. You've only got one option.
Take
like,
a touch.
No
You just don't need to play that pass. You don't need to play the hero pass there. Just play.
Oh, Conte and the assistant shouting at each other there. I don't know what that's about.
I didn't see it. I was looking down.
They're both roaring at each other there. I think Conte wants a substitution to be made.
Stellini and him, yeah.
I think.
Richarlison about to come on. Well, they didn't put on Sessegnon.
I was right with saying that was him ready. No? Maybe
Yeah, that was Sess. You were right.
Huh.
Manuel Dennis. Finds O'Brien. Back to Dennis.
Oh,
Kane.
come on, Kane.
Ref. Sir!
Are you going to call it any time fucking today? He's dying for them to score an equaliser, that referee. He's dying for it. I mean, Jesus Christ, there's 2 pulls there. And then a batch. Oh, my God.
And they shove him afterwards. For what?
Jack, will you go and take the fucking refereeing course, please? You know? Oh, Sessegnon is coming on. There's 2 of them.
Okay.
I need you to go and take the refereeing course.
It's like they delayed the substitution, Dave.
Yeah. He's coming on for Perisic. Richarlison.
Sessegnon's coming on for Perisic, and Richarlison's coming on for Sonny. Sonny, I think, had a much better game than the other ones. This was probably his best of the first 4 games, I would say, Dave. Maybe his best of the first 4. But
yeah,
still can be better. Still can be better. More of a, instead of a 4 out of 10, I know we're kind of, getting to player ratings already, but instead of a 4 out of 10, I'd give it more like a 5 or a 6.
Yeah, no, I think he's been better today. I think he's better. I think he's been unlucky at times with the bounce of the ball. Just still a bit off to some, but again,
yeah, because it's still a 6 out of 10. It's still like a 6 out of 10, which isn't remarkable by any means.
Richarlison on.
He was playing worse than that. Before he was playing worse than that. So
he did pick it up the second half. He was a lot better the second half.
I agree.
A lot better, and he was doing good bits in the first half. Just
not like he didn't give it away as much as he did in the other games, which is probably why I'm being kind to him. But Harry Kane here, good pass, good hold up play. Richarlison.
Bentancur.
Hope Richie gives him a sass.
First thing he does is fucking lose it. Sonny is not happy. He is going mad. Whoa. Few little niggle fights around here today, Jack,
I mean, we haven't played well. I would imagine the boys are upset. They probably wanted to be, comfortably, after they, I don't know, after they went 1-0 up, they probably thought, yep, boys, this is what we wanted, starting off on the right foot. And then ever since then, we've just been poor. At the moment after we conceded, we'd been poor.
Yeah.
So I think they're probably just frustrated seeing that, they started off right. I thought we played pretty well, Dave, in the first 15 minutes,
Yeah, first 15, 17 minutes we were good.
And it's the complete opposite of the other games where it felt like, in the other games, we slowly became better every, 20 passing minutes. We looked like, especially second half's going to be better. It's not been the case. It's actually not followed the pattern. It's not followed the pattern. You know what I mean?
It just hasn't been free flowing going forward. Like if we played the way we did against Southampton today, we'd probably be 6-0 up.
But even in the second halves of other games, we were more free flowing. Even in the second halves of other games, we were more free flowing. Where this one, we just never got going. Felt like after the first 15 minutes, we never got going.
And like the thing is, we've had some great breakaways, 2-on-3, 3-on-2. You know what I mean? And that we just haven't found our shooting boots today. Just have not. We've had some very good breakaways. It's annoying. Dyer gone long with the free kick into Richarlison. He's already fuck off, Lino. Is he really giving that? Richarlison down on the ground, play acting. You gotta admire that. What's he doing, holding his stomach? Yates is off. Kiate is one of the substitutions on for them. Oh, he's holding his baby maker. Oh, when the Forest player Toffolo and Charlison were jumping the photos, his studs came up into the back of Charlison's baby makers. Oh, it's got to be sore. I just want to see this 15 out and just get out of here with another 3 points on the board now. It's just, we're not going to play well today. I've accepted it. It's all about getting out with points now, Jacko.
I think there's a good chance for us to finish this finish the game strong. But like, I think we could still grab a second. But well done, Emerson.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I think we could grab a second here, but I know what you mean. Like, it is going to
be
just
nice.
be another.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Kill the game. It'd be nice to kill the game.
Just hope Richie gets into it.
Costs. Yeah. He could nick one here, though. He likes these scrappy games.
Yeah, I think he's got a lot of energy as well. So I just hope that we can get him the ball, because I think he could cause some problems.
It's just sad to say that Forest probably the better team on the day.
Yeah. Højbjerg into Kane. Kane.
Where is that to? I mean, that is absolutely brain dead.
I didn't even know he was playing there, to be honest.
There's no one even running in behind. Unless there's a seagull flown over, I don't know.
It's kind of like someone shooting without looking at the goal there. I think he just thought someone would be, but
fancy the David Beckham, you think maybe?
maybe it was.
Way off.
That would explain it better.
Oh, Emerson.
What is that?
Oh,
Sass, just let it go. Just let it go.
It's a goal kick. Oh, I can't wait to go and have dinner. That might make me happy today. It's just poor by Sessio. It's just a fair play to him for getting up and winning the header, but you're just heading it straight up. It's not a rocket. Sanchez? Fucking hell. Oh, it's a gift. Oh, that's a gift. Come on, Kulu. Please.
Come on, Kulu.
Ball
in.
Oh.
Richie coming across the face of goal.
Oh, he picked the right pass as well. That's a gift. Good movement by Richarlison. She couldn't wrap his foot around it. Good pressure. Well done, Højbjerg. Forest with the ball, looking to come down our right-hand side here.
Williams.
Or our left, sorry.
Into Johnson. Emerson one-on-one with Dennis. Please.
Someone close him down.
I think Emerson's been poor today defensively, to be honest.
Yeah. He's just backing off there. Look, he's backing. He's backing. Sometimes you just got to put the pressure. You can't let him run at you and have a shot like that. Thank God Bentancur decided to pull that leg back. Again, I think we've been fortunate today that they just can't score, Jack.
Emerson finds Sanchez.
Bit of skill by Davinson on the back line there. Passing to Bentancur.
Højbjerg finds Richie. Højbjerg. Nice touch.
That's a
great pass.
He's
Sass is in.
You've got to play Kane. Get your head up right now.
You got to find Kane here.
Oh my
Oh,
lord. Oh my god. Oh holy shit. Oh my god. Richarlison
that was
picks it
one.
up though. It's an outside the boot ball. Oh my god.
Ah!
What a
Richie!
cross. What a
Richie!
cross. Harry Kane
Richie!
with the finish. What a ball in by Richarlison. Outside of the boot. Outside of the right
Oh,
hand boot. On the
Richie!
money. Come on.
Richie!
Oh,
Oh,
thank
that
God,
is a
because I was about
gorgeous,
to
great positioning by
absolutely
Kane.
roast Bessie Young.
Great positioning by Kane. He just stood where he was originally when Cess had it in the back post, and Richie with a gorgeous delivery.
Come
That
on,
is
Harry.
sexy.
Great ball by who was that played? I think Højbjerg played Session, was
Hoiberg,
it?
yeah, to Cess.
How has he not found Harry Kane here? How has
Jesus
he not? Look at
Christ.
Kane. Look at Kane. Straight away, he's like, Jesus Christ, your reaction, Jack. And then Richarlison, look at that. The strength outside of the boot finish. Kane is on. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Do you see Kane just putting his head in his hands when Session just couldn't find him? I'd be so frustrated. What a
That is
ball.
just oh,
Oh,
that's gorgeous.
outside of the boot.
Just finish
Honestly,
that. Eat that up.
I might save that for about midnight tonight, Jack, when I'm on my own. That was beautiful.
Yeah. That is,
What a ball. You see the way,
credit to Harry Kane for being frustrated enough at Sessignon that he decided not to move
yeah,
there.
yeah. Well, even the
He
way,
was so frustrated he didn't want to move after that. So that's actually what put him in the right position.
what a ball by Højbjerg. I mean, everyone can see the frustration on Kane's face. He's just sitting there. He's like, what do I have to do? Like, how much more? Oh, Basuma's on for Kulu. That's good. That's good. Looks like we're going for a 3-5-2 now. But like, I'm sorry, but how is Session not finding him? I just don't understand it. But Richarlison, what I love about it, Jack, is you see him just
People will forget that
Richarlison
Hoiberg pass, I
muscling
think.
the guy off it. What a ball by Højbjerg, by the way. That was
I think
sublime.
people will forget that. The people are going to forget that, and I can't wait for people to come out after this game and say Hoiberg was still shit.
No, him and Bentancur have been the two best players on the pitch. Been
Yeah, I
phenomenal.
agree.
Bentancur has probably been the best of the two.
I think
but
Bentancur
he's
has been the
phenomenal.
best, but yeah.
And
Dark
then I
Sun
would
G with a
say,
super chat saying, "This is why I was happy that we got Richie. Let's go!"
Yeah.
It's exactly what we're looking
ref, that's
for.
2 free kicks in 1 minute. Oh, he's gone through the back of Harry Kane. It does not look good. He's completely.
But Dave, this is why we don't have Richie. And to be honest, we were. I don't. This is how I envisioned it, though. Like you give Sonny the start, you give Sonny the opportunity to try to impress, to try to get going. You bring Richie on. Maybe we could have brought on Richie sooner, but I don't think Sonny had that poor of a second half to begin with, so it kind of made sense. Maybe he delayed it a bit, but you bring on Richie, and this is what Richie does for us. I mean, absolutely glorious. And it does beg, the question though, Dave. Does Richie get a nod for West Ham? Is that too soon to ask?
I'm going to say I'd give him the nod for Fulham if Son has another bad start against West Ham. But I would give Son one more game.
I would give him another one with West Ham too.
He was better today. I think he was better today. Like don't get me wrong. You can see he's frustrating himself, and it took him a while to get into the game, but he was better today. For me, I would just give him another. I'd give him one more against West Ham. He scored goals against them last year.
Richie, hold up.
Oh, he's unbelievable, Richarlison. It's just shithousing. He's soloing the ball in front of him. And he's drew another yellow card. He is he started against West Ham now. I love that. That is taking an absolute watermelon. What have we seen? He is taking absolute biscuit. You vote for him in biscuit, he's took your fucking tin.
Oh my
that could
Lord,
be a sending off.
Glorious.
That could be a sending off.
We love you, Richie. We absolutely. It's like having Romero in attack.
Look at this. Side of the foot. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's a red card. That's a red card. He's done him. They don't like it. No, maybe it's not red. Maybe it's a yellow.
Oh, he definitely went after him afterwards. Yep, and he sits on him.
Oh, and he falls on top of him.
More Nico Williams, I would say.
Arsenal tried to do to Son last year.
Of course, they didn't give a card to Nico Williams there. They gave it to Brennan Johnson, the wrong player, idiot.
Oh, and Harry Kane with another 2 goals in August. Come on. What play, bro? I love that shit. How's Richard?
I'm glad Harry Kane got his second. I'm glad he got his second.
That's it, Richarlison. This is what Richarlison, he just does not
I
give
think
them
who is
any.
it as well? I believe Tequila said, I don't want to leave this game, thinking, what if Harry Kane scored the pen? And we don't have to think that any longer. Exactly. Thanks to
I think
Richie.
Richarlison might have a twisted testicle here. Honestly, he keeps holding it and he's walking funny at times. He's still carrying the effect from the first time over the other side. Look, still
Still
touching
able
it.
to juggle it.
Must be up in the stomach. He's probably trying to find it.
Yeah, I know how that feels.
Oh, go on. Oh, I thought he was already again. Richarlison, he's just come on and made me so happy, Jacko. Me and you were sitting here thinking, the inevitable's going to happen.
He did glorious work for us against Wolves as well, though. So I'm not surprised he's, done this. He actually deserved that assist. That assist was basically a goal.
Who said 60 million was too much, Jacko?
I said, Dave, I went as far as to say, I think I said it in the fan show or something. The work that he was doing for us, in that Wolves game coming off was almost worth 60 million, despite not even scoring. I thought the work he was doing for us was exceptional. He's done it again. The moment Richarlison has come on, we have weirdly it's not even like we've had better control of the game. It's just like they've been rattled, since Richarlison comes on.
Oh, Bentancur, love me.
They've just been rattled, since Richarlison has come on.
Oh, and another
That's
3
what he
points.
does. He just rattles you.
Another 3 points in the bag as well. I'm delighted with that. Been better second half, would you say, Jack, compared to the first? No, or would you say it's just a smash and grab? We got in, got out.
Yeah, definitely have been, better, I would say, in the second half. But it just, I don't know, Dave. It's been disappointing still,
I find it hard to criticize a win. I really do. I do find it hard.
Again, I'm not, you hear by the tone of my voice. Like, I'm not super
thrilled.
I
agree. I'm not saying you
by
are.
the performance, but it's like when you were saying, like, who's been the best of the front three. It's just kind of like, I just know the front three so much. I just know the front. Yeah, Richarlison. But what I said to you earlier was like, Dave, I feel like front three could have been so much better. It's like, picking what's your favorite, like moldy cheese or like something, you're just kind of like, I don't know, like, maybe one's less moldy than the other. It's, I don't know. It's been, I think, poor from everybody but Bentancur and Højbjerg. In fact, Bentancur, I would go as far, Dave, close to like an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. I think he's been that exceptional. Genuinely.
Yeah. So Bentancur,
I don't even know if he's put a foot wrong. Like, I can't even recall like actually a foot wrong he's even put today, Bentancur.
No, I think he's been absolutely sublime in the midfield today.
Man of the matches, people are speaking about it, so maybe you might as well. So I'm gonna say
Bentancur. I would put Kane in there because he scored 2, but I don't know what other people think.
I would go Kane, Bentancur, Højbjerg.
Perisic?
No. Especially after being subbed.
I'm struggling for a fourth here.
Struggling. That's how poor the game's been. It feels kind of silly.
You'll just go with 3. So.
I mean, anybody in the back line?
Nah, I don't think you can.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Right. Although another clean sheet, some people would say I might be being harsh. Another clean sheet.
Sanchez? I think he's.
I would say he's probably being the best of the back 3 today.
I'd say Sanchez. Let's do Sanchez. All righty, everybody. Let me know in the comments down below. It's in the poll. It's up there for you guys. The poll is up there. Man of the match. Let me know who you think has been the best player on the pitch. I think it's a pretty easy one. Bentancur. I don't want to influence your guys' votes, but Bentancur for me easily. If you were to pick a second, Richie. We should have put Richie in. Shit. But I don't know. He didn't play the match. He didn't play the whole match. It secretly is sort of Richie for that. He's been exceptional.
But that's the thing. I struggled to put him in for 15 minutes, but he's been good since he's come on, to be fair.
So this was one of the harder man of the matches. Well done, Sess. Well done, Sess.
Well kept in. Ball
love it, Sess.
Everything.
Love it.
It's like they've been told to come on and just bring out the skills.
Spence is coming on.
Come on, Jedi. He's coming on. Add 10 minutes on. Come on, Jedi. 2 minutes. Oh, no, that's substitution. That's all right. Give me 1 second.
Bentancur being subbed for Spence, yeah. Bentancur had a great game. Some people are going for Kane so far. And for the man of the match, Brendan Johnson being subbed off. Jed Spence coming on. Good to see.
Jedi. Come on, Jedi. Good to see him get a bit of a run out.
Well, we probably wanted to do it earlier. If we were able to be 2-0, 3-0 up, he probably would have come on earlier.
Yeah. It would be nice to see him get on the ball, Jacko, wouldn't it? And just, take 2 players on.
Sess to Richie. To Højbjerg. To Richie. Oh, beautifully done by Richie. Oh, gorgeous.
Come on, give it to Jedi.
Oh, find Richie's. Oh, he's in the back post. Emerson. Oh, it's just
awful. Just give the ball to Jedi.
Oh, show him the weight room, Sess.
Oh, poor pass after that.
Sir, it looked like he got taken down there. Well done, Basuma.
Oh, Højbjerg, that's going to be play Richie. Play Richie. Oh, he does.
Oh, yes, he does. Rich!
Oh,
Spence!
Oh, Spence! Oh, Spence! Oh, it's 8 minutes added time. That's nice. Oh, how have we not scored there between Richie and Spence? One of them's got to put that in the back of the net, Jacko.
Oh, Basuma, you monster.
Oh, imagine Spence scoring straight away.
Oh. Sir!
What play by Højbjerg as well?
Sir!
Oh.
What do they have to do to earn a red, says Ripsy? I don't know. It seems like, they're going to need to bring a weapon on in order to get a red from this. I feel like he's actually forgot them at home. I actually feel like he's genuinely forgot them at home, Ripsy. And I think he's just trying to cover up for it.
Oh, that's a poke in the eye.
Oh, sir, I mean, he's genuinely whacked him in the face 4 times, ref.
What a turn by Højbjerg, though, running forward and then picking out for it there. It looks like he's shaping up for the shot and then just pulls it back for Richarlison. What a ball. He's had a few good balls over the top today, especially that one that was Session should have found Kane. Then Richarlison picked it up.
If I were to pick my second man in the match, I think I would go Richie. And then third, I would go Kane. And then fourth, I think I'd go Højbjerg.
I would go Bentancur.
Yeah.
I would go
Richie second. I think I would put Richie second.
No, I'd go Kane. I'd go Kane. He scored the 2 goals. I know maybe by I'm going Kane. I'm going Kane.
Sir!
And then maybe Richarlison. Oh. He doesn't even make an attempt there,
Sanchez. Keep a clean sheet here, boys. Please keep a clean sheet. Shit.
Jed Spence on a right wing.
Maybe. Yeah, I believe so.
I'll go on, play him.
Richie, you better find him, son. Find him.
Oh, no. The poor pass. It's shocking. The speed of him, Jack. He's like lightning.
Spence is rapid. He does
He
look
goes
rapid.
north to 40s quicker than a BMW. He is rapid. He's going to excite me.
Right wing. Yeah.
He's going to excite me. Oh, I just wish he scored. Hey, man, Richarlison. I just wish one of them put that in the back of the net. Oh, I would have topped it off. That would have been beautiful. It's a free kick here to Forest on the edge of the box. Yeah. Højbjerg just rolls into him. What is he doing? Bit more happier now that the game is done and dusted, thank fuck. I was concerning me for a while. Oh, Spence is absolute lightning. It's a Forest free kick here on the edge of the box. Gibbs standing over it and Jay Lings. I presume they'd probably go for an effort. Oh, no, sorry, that's not Jay Lings. It's Gibbs, and I don't know who that other idiot is. He goes for it. Good block by Harry Kane. Got out for a corner kick. Let's see this out with a clean sheet now. Honestly, how rapid Jed Spence is gives me a fucking hard on. It really does. That excites me. You could use him. Get balls into the midfield or get the ball into Harry Kane. Get him going. I can see it. I can already envisage it. Gibbs White with the corner kick. No, get rid of it. No, he absolutely shanks that off to Shane Højbjerg. 3 minutes to go here, ladies and gentlemen. 3 minutes, and it's another 3 points on the board. Oh, let's go. Go on, Harry. Oh, it's just overhit. Referee giving the advantage here. Gibbs. Cutting in for the strike. Oh, well done, Richarlison. That's good defense. He's just everywhere. He's everywhere. He's like a fly on shite. I love Richarlison. Sitting in, containing it. Just do not concede. Well done, Emerson. 2 minutes left. Where does that put us on the table? Let me see. Puts in around secondish. Still unbeaten as well, which is a huge positive. Huge positive. Home and away, unbeaten.
It's like the Wolves game. It's so tough to really get a grasp of what to take away from this.
Look, I don't care. No one's going to ruin the rest of my Sunday. I'm happy.
Oh yeah, agreed. The weekend stays pure. Absolutely, Dave. Absolutely.
We win. That's all I care about. And this result puts us into third. Absolutely love it. Same points as
post. Lord, I mean, sir.
Jesus Christ, they would not hit a barn door with a fucking bulldozer.
Wow.
They really wouldn't.
I don't even know if that would have fit a 12-foot goal.
They wouldn't hit a pinata with a plank of wood, let alone a metal bar. It's ridiculous. Jesus Christ.
Way.
12 yards out. You can't even realize he's a centre back. That's probably why.
It's like he's playing golf with that.
Oh, we're nearly there. Unbeaten run continues. 4 games in, still unbeaten. And that's just good momentum going into West Ham during the week.
Raf saying the reason we had the 8 minutes extra time is because they took about an hour to decide whether the center back was playing volleyball or not.
Yeah, that's very true. Very, very true.
It's hilarious. Oh.
Good block, Basuma. That's grand. Just see this out now. Clear this. Blow it up. Get out of there. Thanks, Nottingham. Thanks for hosting us.
Basuma's look good.
We won't be back again.
He looks a bit frustrated seeing Spurs 2-0 up.
Yeah, he doesn't like it, does he, that referee? They're even trying to give them a penalty. This is embarrassing.
God, they really are.
It's embarrassing. Referees, VAR and all that, they just come out with no credit whatsoever. Never. Even when you're winning them, you're like, okay, just have a good game today, Just lets himself down. Another ball towards the back post, and Hugo claims that that's it. Lie down. Think about what beverage you're going to have tonight. Hopefully not red wine. We don't want you to get another drinking ban. Balloon it long. Get out of here. Haven't really played well over the context of the game, but unbeaten. Oh, referee wants to go 9 minutes now, does he? Oh, why not? We just keep going until they score.
He really hates us, this ref.
He really does. 40 seconds over. We're 2-0 up. They're never coming back. Just blow it up, you clown. What an absolute pencil. Well done.
There you go, everybody. Full 90 minutes.
Come on.
Boys have gotten the job done. 2-0. I mean, wasn't easy. Pretty much wasn't a real reflection, I think, of a true 2-0, but still got the job done. But I don't know, Dave, should we just bring in Nick right away? I'm pretty sure he's ready. Maybe we just get him in, have his thoughts on it. But, while we are bringing him in, Dave, maybe concluding thoughts, from this, I'll be fair to you. I'm not really sure what sort of grasp, I have, of what to take away on this game. It just feels like a really difficult game to know, exactly what, we're supposed to take away from this, because I think it was a pretty poor performance for the most part, but we still got the job done like we have in the other occasions. No, I'm bringing in Nick anyway. So Nick, here you are, brother. Thoughts on this game? Like I just said, feels like, a bit similar to Wolves, not very convincing, a bit stressful if you ask me. What are the takeaways from this game? Because I don't think there's a ton. I don't think there's all negatives, but it does feel like, a ton of positives is hard to take because it wasn't very pretty to watch. Sorry. Muted you. Sorry.
Yeah,
Mick.
That's all right, man. So I'm going to tell you straight off, man, Harry Kane looks tired to me. And I don't like to say it, but it's, particularly in the second half, he does a hell of a lot. It wasn't his best game at all, but he takes a lot of punishment. and he covers a lot of ground. And I don't know, man. I think, I don't know
I
if he
thought
can
Kane
keep
got
up.
into the game a bit more. He's starting to play, more passes in
Yeah, but
behind.
then
Was
at the
he able to
end,
hold
the
up the
last
ball?
10 minutes, though, last 10, 15 minutes, man, he was out of steam. He should have caught that ball where they screwed up and then we were away on the break. He definitely should have caught that ball. But I'll tell you what, man, Forrest tried to get spicy and try to get saucy right there. And, around the 60-minute mark, they thought, their hair was up. They thought they were going to bring it. I'm very, very happy that the way we reacted was to get even meaner to them. And we went to the bench and we had people that could absolutely give them exactly what they were giving us and better. Imagine if we were turning to Lucas off the bench instead of Richarlison.
Yeah.
So
But
I got
Lucas would have not made that impact. He generally would not have. And what was
absolutely
it
not.
that Richarlison was doing so well for you?
Well, first off, I'll tell you for Kane's second goal, he was switched on all over the place, and you could see the moment he saw that everybody else just went to crack, the whole defense just turned off for a second, and in a split second, he knew that Kane was in the right position and he knew what to do, man. So the guy's a professional, man, and he is ready to play at this level. He's been doing it for a while. Let's just all get on the Richarlison train because he's ready to go, man. I don't know who he displaces in the team right now. That's a debate for something else, but he's ready to go, and he needs to be utilized as much as possible. And it may be, if he comes on as a 70th minute man all the time, it's a very, very dangerous weapon, man. Not only that, I mean, clearly he frustrates oppositions. He frustrates defenses. We know that. And he doesn't mind doing it. And he has a whole shit ton of confidence, man. He's to be coming off the bench and be shithousing like that. I mean, I think, Conte got the man that he wanted for the position.
Like he was doing almost, the Lord's work. It felt like, when coming off, for us, the way that, he was just carrying the team. He brings on the energy, brings on the shithousery. He offers something different, to Sonny. He was playing through the middle, more or less, yet again. That's what I kind of like is Richie. He doesn't exactly play the same position that Sonny does. He plays, maybe more of a, hybrid second striker, sort of role. He just causes the opposition problems in so many different ways. And it actually seems to, maybe give Spurs a bit of comfort. Just a quick follow-up, Nick, do you feel like, Richie, he's almost like bringing on, it feels like, an extra midfielder. It feels like we've been more comfortable.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Because, I mean, he's playing a little bit deeper. As you said, he's playing in the middle, but he's also playing a little bit deeper, too. And he's got very good passing on him, man. He put people through and his close passing. I didn't see any poor passes at all. He knows where people are and he knows where they're supposed to be. So I'm really happy. The just opposite to that, Cess, man. Cess. No. What the hell, dude? You're left.
I'll be honest. I'll say this right now. Just I know people think I'm on my Emerson, apology train, but that were Emerson, I think the chat would have blown up so much more. People would be, absolutely raving and, would be throwing screens, and whatnot, throwing TVs.
Yeah, fair point.
But if it were, since it was Sassignon, I didn't see people really get that upset about it. I'll be honest. If that were Emerson, I think people would be so much more upset. But sorry to interrupt that, Nick, but I agree that was shocking and also a funny thing as well. I bet people would forget that pass even came from Højbjerg. I bet people would forget that part as well. But Dave, let's let you in here. I did say Richarlison. It seems like we've been more comfortable. It's like adding an extra midfielder or something. He seems to give us a bit of comfort when he comes on, not like bringing on an extra threat. He seems to genuinely make the game a bit easier for us in certain moments.
Yeah, I think he makes the game easier because he's just constantly willing runner, back and forward, Jack. He's not afraid to get back and help out, but also on the ball, he's a willing runner, always looking to go in behind, always looking to stretch the opposition, get into the channels, waste a bit of time, and stretch the game for us, which I really like that about Richarlison. Shame he couldn't get his goal, but what a fucking ball for Harry Kane's header.
Yeah.
What an absolute ball in, outside of the boot. I mean, we're having players at the back line that can't even pass with the instep. And this guy's taking the piss and putting in balls like that with the outstep. It's absolutely quality. I do want to add, though, I do think there are positives to take from today. Look, don't get me wrong. Performance-wise, for about 55 minutes was absolutely woeful. Maybe you could go 60. But at the end of the day, we have to remember, we're still sitting here unbeaten 4 games into the Premier League. And we've played Chelsea away in that. played Wolves, played Southampton, games that we found hard last season. With another clean sheet, which I didn't think was going to happen. That's 2 on the bounce, which is, again, a plus. And I know they are against teams that probably don't really carry too much of an actual goal threat. I know the Forest create a lot of chances, but they don't know how to take them. I think that's a positive. And, unbeaten heading into the North London Derby is a positive. The last thing you want is dropping points here heading into the London Derby with West Ham. So
Yeah.
I do think there's positives. And
I got even another
if you
positive
look,
just quickly. Adrian Chia with his super chat just to compliment you here, Dave, saying job done, clean sheet yet again. Subs look great. I think those are the
Yeah.
positives I think of.
Yeah, yeah.
Clean sheets and the subs look good.
And I would say even the fact that, look, Harry Kane was nowhere near his best today, but he still scores goals. And he's just proven that he doesn't have to be at his best to score goals. Sonny
Agreed.
was better this week than last week. Kulusevski was a bit disappointing today, but it wasn't for the wanting trying. Frustrating, I get it. Frustrating with a lot of the passes and intricate play and decision making. But there are positives to be taken. I remember under Pochettino, it used to take us 5 games before we even got going, and it'd all be a mixed bag of results. We're now 4 unbeaten, and let's bring this into West Ham and hopefully see a much better Tottenham.
It does feel like we still create chances, despite, maybe us conceding possession, despite us being, a bit shocking, in plenty of parts of the game, we still create chances and we still have one-on-ones, we still have clear breakthroughs and, breakaways, which I think is a good sign because I did see plenty of times in the chat, people calling it Nuno ball, people saying, might as well just take Nuno back. It's like, I feel like people want to forget all the 3 one-on-one chances that we've had, with the goalkeeper and how well Dean Henderson, had a good game. If it were Nuno, we wouldn't have even gotten close to Dean Henderson's goal. As much as people want to, be bored with the lack of possession and whatnot, you can't just be blind to the fact that we still did create chances.
We made ourselves look poor today. If some of them decision makings in the final third, some of the poor passes that were wide of the mark in the final third, they'd come up on another day. You slap these. We made the game ourselves difficult today. It'd be a different story if Forest made it difficult for us, but it wasn't. We made it difficult for ourselves, and that's different altogether.
Dark Sun G with the super chat saying Richie has more effect than Coco, Stevie, and Lucas combined.
Yep.
This is the type of impact sub that was needed. I hope we use Spence often. He is fast as hell. I'll touch, on Richie, and then I want to get to, Nick about Spence from Dark Sun G super chat. But I'll just reemphasize this. I think Richarlison has looked exceptional every time he's come off the bench. We probably, were a bit, I don't even know if we were concerned, but preseason, we were thinking, he's looking a bit rough on the edges, Richie. Ever since he's come in, his touch has been exceptional. His link up play has been brilliant. His work rate has been brilliant. Just the shithousery we're getting as well. It's like putting in Christian Romero. It feels like up top. I really do love Richarlison. He's slowly becoming already one of my favorite players, I think, this season. In fact, who knows? Maybe even switch from the Perisic kit to the big Richarlison kit. But yeah, I've actually absolutely loved him. I think he's looked sensational today, Dark Sun G, and he's making a good case, for a starting position. But at least he's shown that he is the first person that you should bring off the bench because he makes instant impact, an impact sub, like you said. And when was the last time Spurs could rely on a player to be an impact sub? Felt like before it's just a gamble, like, maybe we could have put on Tanguy, maybe we could have put on Deli to change the game, but you never really knew they were actually going to do anything, of real significance. Whereas with Richie, he's going to bring on and he's going to cause some fireworks. But Nick, Spence, Dark Sun G says, I hope we use Spence more often. He is fast as hell.
Yeah, man, I think, people got to calm down. New players, the whole, is he a Conte signing? Is he not a Conte signing? Who gives a fuck? Everybody knows he's good. He's got quality. Who cares who signing he is? Conte wants him. He's got all the qualities of a Conte fullback that So let Conte put him out when he's ready. And he's betting him in now, man. He gave him 10 minutes right now. We haven't seen Matt Doherty, like he's gone missing. Where is Matt Doherty? Is he on the bench even? I haven't even seen him in the crowd. Yeah, that was the only time. So I have a feeling that we're going to see a lot more Spence coming up, because he is a weapon too. He is an absolute weapon. People are going to find it very, very difficult to deal with him, man.
Do you think it's interesting, though, that Conte decided to use him as a right wing today instead of bringing him on for Emerson at right wing back? Is that something maybe? Do you think that could be a need must because maybe Gill and Lucas weren't on the bench, or do you think that's something we could really be looking at?
I think how he likes utility players, especially utility players off the bench. And I think that he's trying to find where he can use them as most effective. He's got the pace, he's got the skill. So why not actually play him a little bit forward? We know he can score goals too. He scored goals for Forest last year. So, I have a feeling it's more that utility role, which I have no problem with.
What I will
I
say
have
is,
no problem with that either. Yeah, and maybe he could even come on. I know the bottom Duda would agree with me here, who has a super chat later, but he said, Conte likes to switch to a back four sometimes mid game, doesn't start with a back four. Perhaps you bring on Spence, Dave. He could be like that 4-2-4, almost like a right mid and like a 4-4-2, kind of situation. He could be an interesting player to bring on.
I think he'd be very interesting, even in terms of linking up with Kulu. If he can get on his bike and overlap Kulu with the way he runs down the wing, and you get this guy running on, overlapping him, that is going to be one scary prospect for teams to come. Now, look,
I agree.
I got to jump off real quick. I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah.
No worries.
What I will say is maybe we do have to cool the Jets a little bit. I know we're excited to see our new signings, but with Conte's words from the press conference, there's clearly a lot to work on, but he excites me. He's someone that we can use, I think. I would like to see a bit more of him on the ball, though. But, he nearly got a debut goal today. But, Jack, I also want to touch on what you said on Richarlison. I think, first of all, I think he covered it perfectly. But he adds the physicality as well, which maybe we didn't have the bench coming off before. Yeah. So, you get the physicality with Kulu and Kane, right, and Sonny at times. And then when you're bringing them off, you're bringing on like a Bergwijn or a Lucas, where it's not really physical, but it's a different type of battle. But when you're bringing on Richarlison, it's just even more physical again, and it's like battering them for 90 minutes up there physically. And I think it's absolutely brilliant. I'm buzzing.
Yeah, absolutely. And, speaking of Richarlison, Al Ben saying Son to be benched for Richarlison. Listen, Al, I think it's, certainly a good talking point, but I'm sticking by Sonny. I think you have to give him for the West Ham game. He has to be there for that West Ham game. Huge. It's always been a huge match for us, even though it's not really against a big club. It's still a big game for us. And I think Sonny, he is, a killer against teams like West Ham. It'd just be too, I don't know, what's the right word, too reactionary, too sensational to maybe, to sub him out for it again. I think we need to show Sonny patience. And I think he played better than, he did in the previous games, in this one. I know it wasn't spectacular. It wasn't like an 8 out of 10 or anything. Like I said, maybe more like a 5 or a 6 out of 10. It was still better, though. Still better from Sonny. So I think you give him the benefit of the doubt. In fact, you don't even need to put it that way, benefit of the doubt, but he is going to get there and he will find his form. I just feel like West Ham, such a massive game. You still keep Sonny on, but might be a controversial take with how good Richarlison looked. And honestly, he's not put a foot wrong. So it could be unfair to Richarlison. Let me know in the comments. Dark Sun G saying, we got Richie, the ace of Everton, and now Everton has Mopai. My ass off. Son will start firing against West Ham, just like last season. Let's win at West Ham away. I'm going to bring in Philip here in just a second, but
so hold on, just verify. Everton took Mopai?
Yeah, from Brighton.
Oh my Lord.
What a downgrade.
One of my least favorite players. Yeah.
What
huge drop in quality.
Like, look, that guy just can't score goals. I don't see him doing them at Everton either. I mean, look, people maybe question the fee, but then also say to Tottenham, if you want a player, pay the price to go and get it. And that's what we done at the end of it. I'm glad we did. The impact that this guy is having. And I do think he might have to bide his time a little bit longer before he's throwing the ball to be given his first start. But I think so far he's proven money well spent. And I get maybe he wasn't the option every fan wanted in that position. But he's the option that Tottenham wanted. He's the option that Conte wanted. And people can say, oh, he probably isn't. He is. He's 6 foot plus. He's aggressive. He's a workhorse. That's a Conte player right there, in my opinion. I think we've done very well to get him out of Everton. I think he's a player that a lot of people probably had their eyes on as, maybe some of the bigger clubs in the Premier League, if they wanted to get someone Premier League proven. Like, if he didn't come to Tottenham, he would be at United right now because they'd definitely be putting in a bid for him.
Definitely. I absolutely agree with that. And, what do you guys think? Would you bench, Sonny for the next game? Dave, I think you're with me. I think, you give him the benefit of the doubt and you allow him to play against West Ham.
Bit more patience. I think, look, West Ham last season, he was phenomenal against them. I think, look, you've got to show him the same patience we showed Harry Kane not the fans. I think the management have to show, Son, the same patience that they were showed Kane last year, in my opinion.
Also, there's our subs coming off the bench is working. Our options are working. So why not still have that as as an effective tool, especially against West Ham. I mean, that kind of thing can really frustrate her, especially Basuma coming in as well as Richarlison. And even Spence. Now we know, this is people have been complaining that, hey, we didn't strengthen the first team. We've only got the depth. But you know what? That's what Conte wanted. Conte knew. He said, I like my first 11, but when I look over at the bench, I've got problems. Now we've got people who can actually come in and either shut a game down or frustrate the opposition enough to swing things back in our favor. These are weapons that we needed.
Yeah, I'm with you. And like Dark Sun G says, I think he'll be firing against West Ham. Give him that confidence, everybody. Show him that faith. Show him that patience. Yeah. We have Philip Brady in the house. Philip, I'm going to give you this super chat, and you can give me your thoughts, on the result, my man. Good to have you in here. Philip Brady, the Godfather, has joined us. RAI with a super chat here saying it's a very hard game against Nottingham Forest. It isn't easy. It is not an easy place to play as well. The same team knocked out Banter FC Arsenal. Philip,
that's right.
Do you agree? Tough game. Maybe we didn't realize it was a tough game.
Hang on, lads. This is getting very noisy. I'm at the station here getting the train home. Hold on. I only saw bits of the game, so I can only comment on what I saw. I think Richarlison's assist for the goal is the assist of the season so far. Absolutely
glorious,
wonderful.
wasn't it?
I'll hold me fire until I actually watch the match when I get home. But listen, we mightn't be playing brilliantly. We're winning matches, and when we start playing well, we will win more matches. So
I love that.
That's all I can really say at the minute, because as I said, I've only seen about 10 minutes of the game. I'll watch it tonight, and I'll have my say tomorrow night. So better go. It's a bit noisy here, so I'll see you again.
Tap.
Anybody?
There's
looking
your Godfather
sharp, by the way.
There's your Godfather fix if you needed it. If you needed the Godfather to be there, there's your little fix.
He's dressed like a Godfather, Jack, with a shirt like that. It takes a brave man. Not every man can pull that off.
Also, everybody wish. Also, I believe it's his I think granddaughters or his grandson's third birthday as well. And I believe that grandson already has a Spurs kit. Thanks to Philip as well. Love to see it. Debata Duda saying Kulusevski was better in the second half every time he got the ball, but as well, he took it forward. He needed better supply. Richarlison cannot be on the bench. What an assist after Sessa's poor show. I did mention this, to bottom Judah, and I'm actually glad you brought this up. I probably would have forgotten. It felt like Kulusevski got the ball in great positions. He did excellent work in certain moments and did probably all the hard work to put himself in the right positions to, get a goal, get an assist. Sort of felt like that final shot, that final, touch or whatever it was from Kulusevski just seemed to be off the mark. If he needed to play somebody in behind, just missed the pass or didn't see it, but he would do all the things well before that. He would skin his man, he would show, he would seal them out. It just felt like he was doing all the initial things well. And then that final kind of piece, to, a brilliant piece of play was sort of missing from him. And I agree with you. I think he actually secretly probably had a decent game, just sort of, I don't know. He maybe was missing that final, piece, de resistance, maybe you could say. But I don't know. What do you think, Nick or Dave? Kulusevski felt like he was doing the right things, but like the bottom Duda said, maybe he just needed better supply.
Yeah, I think he got where he needed to be, particularly in the second half. But it's like it's pulling the trigger when he's in the box and got a shot. There was twice where he just wasn't fast enough, and they got the block in front of him. 2 times in a row, pretty much. Yeah. So. It's just maybe that was just bad luck, or maybe it's just a little bit of confidence, but he needs to pull the trigger a little bit faster. I think he was getting a bit frustrated with his own performance, as you could see it on his face.
You could see it when he took one of the last shots he had, with it being blocked, he was screaming and looking up to heaven. I think, look, low key, he probably had a decent enough game. I think if we go back and look at it, I think you see plenty of running, willing runner on the football and stuff like that. It was just what he was doing in the final third was just. It was either sloppy or predictable, I thought, at times, in my opinion. And look, I still think he had a decent enough game. It was just sloppy across the board. I mean, you could aim the same at Kane today, even though he came out with 2 goals. You can aim it at Sonny. I mean, it was just, again, winning runner worked hard, just not there in the final third today. In terms of Session, I think he got away with one. If Richarlison didn't save his ass by barging that guy off the ball and putting in, like Philip said, probably the assist of the season so far. I mean, if De Bruyne had done that, people would be sitting there wanking themselves off right now. Absolutely unbelievable. Session got away with it, and no one's talking about it. because Richarlison saved his ass. But that is awful from Sessio.
Yeah.
He has to make that
I agree.
pass.
I agree. I think it's also just because people have more time for Sessegnon than they do for Emerson, and I don't, want to make it about something else. But
Just
I
quickly,
agree.
Jack.
Yeah.
After this, there's one from Daniel Larson as well.
Yes, I have the
member.
member chat. I do have it. Lastly, on the bottom due to super chat there, he does say, and he's, maybe speaking boldly here, Richarlison cannot be on the bench, lads. And, he is speaking with confidence there because Richarlison was that good. I'm going to show Sonny a bit of patience to bottom Duda, but believe me, you have more arguments to say why Richarlison, it would be a crime to leave him on the bench with how good he's been playing. And I can't wait to talk about that next week. I think it's going to be a really good debate, for next week because Richarlison has been that good.
Let me ask the bottom Duda this, and man, you just put the answer in the chat, brother. You know Conte very well. You're a big Conte fan. Do you think he will drop Son for Richarlison for the next game?
Yeah, he probably would know, knowing his rotation. Big up to him, do that. And then as well, Daniel Larson with the 5 months fan show super chat celebrating 5 months, saying rumor has it that Dean Henderson is still celebrating with the Spurs players in the changing room.
Did you see him after the penalty save, waving the hat around and pumping up the crowd? I felt, honestly, if I was one of them players, I probably would have just lost it and drop kicked him straight to the chest. I just can't have that. That winds me up. That pissed me off. I'm delighted, actually. Yeah, but he's in mug.
I really wish Kane would have taken his hat off after he scored that second header. Right off his head, waved it at him.
Yeah, send him over one of these bad
boys. For his hat. Let me borrow it for a second there, Dean. Let me borrow it there. I just need to wave it around, for my celebration. Even actually as well, he looked pretty foolish, I thought, Dean Henderson, on that first goal, because I think he expected a better type of shot from Kane. The way that Kane sort of hit it was maybe put him a bit wrong-footed, but he still looked pretty poor there. I think Dean Henderson, it wasn't really like there were that many bodies in front of him or anything. He just looked like, I don't know, Dave, maybe he was just, getting into the game. Maybe, he had maybe too many before, I don't know. It just felt like maybe he wasn't into it. And Kane made him look a bit foolish. Then to, wave his hat around after saving a pen. I mean, he's still 1-0 down. It just seems a bit ridiculous to be doing that.
I think that's why he done it, Jack. I think that's why he done it. I think he realized Kane caught him gambling. What Henderson thought Kane was going to do on the first goal is put it to his near post and use the defender to bend it around. And Henderson, you could see, was already going that way. And then Kane just bent into the other corner and he was caught gambling. I think that's why the penalty save made so much from him. But now he's just going to look like an idiot on Match of the Day later on, celebrating a defeat. So,
bottom Duda with another big up, Daniel. Absolutely love it. Bottom Duda with another super chat, a nice one here as well, saying it's good to see Spence and Royale play together. Spence was good going forward, and Royale was good at defending. A lot of work needs to be done on his defensive skill. Spence needs time. I love defending, Emerson Royale, but I'll be honest, I thought this was one of his poorer games this season defensively. It just felt like he wasn't closing down, his player as much as that's kind of what he's always best at is, closing down people quickly, making it difficult for them to put a cross in. I feel like I see him get so many more blocks, on crosses than he did today. It felt like a lot of crosses were kind of getting through, or it's not even crosses. They kept going for that inside, pass, into kind of the top of the 18. And he seemed to not be able to figure that out, that they weren't really going to go for any looping balls, over the top or, any sort of looping crosses. They were trying to play that pass, into Lingard or whatnot at the top of the 18. And he just wasn't really reading that very well. So as much as I love defending Emerson to bottom Duda, I thought he was actually one of his poorer games so far this season. Spence, I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, but Spence, he showed what maybe the rest of the fullbacks don't have. And that is electric pace. I think Emerson has pace, but he doesn't have that electric pace in the same way. Doherty has no pace whatsoever, but it seems like, Spence does have maybe that sort of, as I like to always say, superpower, maybe that, the rest of the back line or the rest of the wing backs, don't really have. It's a good point there, but he still says he needs more time. So everybody, it seems like the bottom Duda here is, as much as he liked what he saw from Spence, he's still saying he needs more time.
Nick?
Yeah, man. Well, I'll tell you what, he's just an unknown quantity right now, man. I think we all really want to see much more of him, but can you trust him 100% right now? Is the question. We've got games coming up, and we're going to have to see him. As I said, Doherty's been missing in action completely. I want to see him. I want to see more rotation. I want to see the full use of this squad that we've got in front of us right now. I want Romero to come back as soon as possible. I'll tell you what. You know what we haven't talked about too much is the midfield right now.
We'll get into that. Just before I move on to the midfield, I do want to just a little bit on Spence. What I will say is he's exciting, but we do have to cool the jets a little because we have to remember he didn't make the bench the last couple of games. Yeah. He was the beneficiary of Gil and Lucas Moura not being there today. So, True. We have to realize it could come West Ham and he might not even make the bench again. In terms of Emerson, it's just so frustrating. You put the defense in for the guy, and I think rightly so. I think, he has been over-criticized at time, and I stick by what I said, the most scrutinized right wing back or right back we've ever had at Tottenham. But there's no hiding place today. He was absolutely shambolic on the ball and off the ball. He was just all over the place.
He started well, like the rest of the team too. That's what I don't get. Like Dave, I remember in the beginning of the commentary, I was like, great pass from Emerson into Kane. Great pass from Emerson into Kulusevski. He was playing nice passes in the beginning. And then he went into a shell of himself, felt like later.
It's just really frustrating, it really is. It's kind of like, look, I do think he'll look a lot better with Romero in there and the ball coming in quickly from Romero into more advanced positions. Like, in fairness, you've seen at times, Emerson's up there looking for the ball, and Sanchez is like, no, I want you to hold my hand right beside me before I pass you the ball. And you can see him pointing, and you're like, just fucking give him the ball. Yeah. Just move it. And I do think Emerson gets frustrated by things like that, and it may affect him negatively where he tunes out of games, which is not good either. But once you put Romero back in, because this happened last season, you got to remember, when Sanchez was there, and I'm not blaming Sanchez there, I think he actually had a decent enough game today. But just him and Emerson do not work together on the right side of that back line whatsoever. And we've seen it last season. Look, I want to see a massive improvement from Emerson against West Ham if he plays. I think he'd be very lucky to hold on.
This was his first, I think, poor game, I think, this season so far. If you're just looking at this season alone, I think the other games he wasn't anywhere close to, the poor players on the pitch. This one, I think he was one of the poorer players on. And I feel like, a player like Emerson, Dave, you don't give him the same leash of patience like you do with Sonny. You consider dropping him, and you consider rotating him once he puts in a poor performance. And I thought he did put in a poor performance today. And I love to defend Emerson because, like you said, I think he gets way too unfairly scrutinized. But I'm willing to hold my hand up and say this was not one of his better displays. And he is somebody that I would have no problem with rotating for the next game with Doherty or someone else, or even Spence, Lucas Moura, who knows? But to bottom Duda, love that you're seeing, something in Spence. And I also love, the other things you had to say as well. Big up my man. We also have another one from 2J. Good to see you, 2J, tuning in. Saying Son absolutely has to be benched, not only because Rich has been better, but Conte needs to show that if you aren't in form or on form, you get benched. Otherwise, why would Rich and Basuma even bother trying? Is it a meritocracy, kind of situation? Do you feel like, Nick, are we finding ourselves where we are maybe being a bit too kind, to Sonny, as much as we want to see him get that form back, as much as we know there's a world-class
I don't think he played that badly. I don't think he had a great game today, but I don't think he played badly enough to say he's got to be benched just because Richarlison came on and was great for the last 20 minutes.
I know what you mean.
That doesn't really add up to me. Personally, I think Conte probably puts out the exact same team we saw today for West Ham and switches it up a bit against Fulham.
Could you consider dropping Kulu and putting in Richarlison?
Somebody else put that in a little while ago, and I think no, like I don't. I don't, because I just think Richarlison is that effective coming off the bench. You look at it, some people just aren't. Some fantastic players aren't. I'd put two players up right now, Kane and Son. I have never seen them have good games coming off the bench, man, in history. It rarely happens with Kane, but way back in the day it used to, and I never really saw them have very good games off the bench. Richarlison is an effective weapon, and I think for right now, at least going into West Ham, I think Conte probably keeps the exact same 11 on, and I would too right now. Maybe and I agree with the Emerson thing, is that's where I would maybe try to switch things up if we have an available player that he's confident enough in. I highly doubt it, though. I don't think there's somebody there.
I agree, though, with 2J, and, a few people I think have bravely kind of said what 2J is saying here is that you don't want it to turn into a situation where players are just getting, the nod off of their reputation, off of, how much Spurs fans love them, etc. Like, you don't want it to be a situation where Basuma and Richarlison are becoming, kind of unmotivated by, them not getting, the
By not
nod maybe when
starting.
they deserve it. I don't think there's a fear of that right now.
Yeah.
But I could see where Spurs fans are coming from, with it. I could see how they feel like you deserve to play based off how, you've come into the game, in the case of Basuma
That's
and Richarlison.
that's all well and good, but it was the same situation with Ben Bergwijn last year. How many people were saying, "Oh, stop Bergwijn, he keeps scoring off the bench, keeps scoring off the bench, keeps scoring off the bench." At the end of the day, Son has done more in the Tottenham jersey than most of them players put together. And for me, you stick by a world-class player. A good manager will always play his players through their bad form, because taking them out will affect them worse.
Yeah.
And look, for me, I agree with Nick. I mean, I actually think Conte would probably prefer the Richarlison impact off the bench, especially against West Ham.
Interesting.
And there's no need to force this rotation. It's going to happen naturally.
Yeah.
Injuries, suspensions,
Kuva said that
games
today.
followed by small games. It's going to happen naturally. And when Richarlison's like, what do we do if we start Richarlison against West Ham and he can't get into the game? What do you do?
It's
What I mean?
also
You're not going to
something
make
Kuva said. You don't force it, Dave, until you have to. You don't force it until you have to.
You don't.
You
It just
force
let it happen naturally. And at the end of the day, this will keep Richarlison hungry. Him thinking he deserves a start and not getting it, it'll keep him hungry. You got to remember, we're not dealing with fucking Nuno Espirito Santo. We're not dealing with Pochettino's buddy. We're not dealing with Jose Mourinho. We're dealing with Conte, who was one of the shrewdest man managers in the game. He knows what he's doing. If he thinks if he knows he can, a couple more weeks or a couple more games holding on to Richarlison, keeping him hungry, keeping him chomping at the bit, I think he will. For me, I get what people are saying, but we were quick to turn on Harry Kane last year, and look what happened over the course of the season.
I like, 2J though, and, a few others though, at least, being brave about it. They don't, I think, they sort of, they maybe feel, in the case of 2J, they feel for Richarlison, they feel for, Basuma, because if they were in their shoes, they'd be like, I want to play.
No, that's well and good, and 100% I get that. And I'm not having a go at anybody. I'm just giving my opinion.
I know you're not. I'm trying to be actually good devil's
No,
advocate.
I know. But like, what I'm saying is like, you think Richarlison thought he was going to come in here and walk into the first team straight away either? No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He knew he was going to have to come here and work. He knew he was going to have to come here and bide his time and wait for his chance. Let's not forget that either.
True. Really good point there. Big up to you, Jane. It's good to see you in the chat and appreciate the support, my man. Dark Sun G says once he scores versus West Ham, he should be ready versus Fulham and then the Champions League and then City away. I look forward to Richie Basuma, Skip Cootie, and Spence for West Ham. It's good to have, Skippy back, because it does mean then, we'll probably be able to, if we did want to go 3-5-2, maybe we could be able to do that, because Skip could be that, rotational option, to bring on in case somebody gets hurt. I think the reason we haven't gone for 5 in the midfield, Dark Sun G, is just because Skip hasn't exactly been available as a backup, for Basuma or Højbjerg or whatnot. And then, with Sonny, I think he should score against West Ham. I feel like, it is a team that could do, sort of, be suited for Sonny. He seems to do well against them in the past. Dave and I firsthand saw him score that winning goal for us when we did go up against them. This could be a game that Sonny does do well in. And I feel like, he probably would handle that atmosphere maybe a bit better than most players too, because he is an experienced pro, Sonny, and he's been in those toxic atmospheres before, especially over at the London Stadium. And I think he'd probably be more of a seasoned pro to be able to put in that situation.
I would just say be careful what you wish for at the end of the day. How many people were screaming for Harry Kane to be taken out of the team last season? Put Lucas in, he's got pace. Put Bergwijn in, he done one step over. I mean, honestly, no, but I'm being serious here. We've done it all last season with Kane at the end of the day. And every manager just keeps sticking with these guys. And look at the rewards you get out of it. I'd be very careful what we wish for here at Tottenham Hotspur. Last thing you want to do is unsettle a player who signed the contract when we were in demise.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Big up, Dark Sun G, my man. Really appreciate it. To bottom Duda with a big generous one here saying, I don't think Son's performance has anything to do with form. He may struggle with goals if Kane doesn't drop as deep as he did last year, but Kane's getting the goals right now. Kane was the creative spark in the middle last year. It's an interesting point because Kane is still grabbing the goals like kind of a striker would. And in fact, last year, to bottom dude, Kane, I think, was being unfairly criticized for dropping too deep and then not being there to put away the goals like he has this season. This season, he has been in those kind of classic number 9 areas to be able to put away the goals for us. But I think we do rely on Kane dropping deep because he's the best passer, I think, in world football alongside Kevin De Bruyne. I think you'd be silly, not to use his ability when dropping deep. And in fact, when you do get it into Kane and he does, spin his defender, it's pretty much like guaranteed, golden opportunity for Spurs because usually he's able to find that, pass, between the lines for some person running him behind. Feels like it's just maybe like Nick pointed out to Bottom Duda. Weirdly, that connection between Kane and Son on those runs, on the pass, whatever it may be, or the touch is off. It's just not, the same. It seems like weirdly, Nick,
Yeah.
Kane and Son aren't combining in the ways that maybe they did last season and seasons before.
Yeah, as I said too, man, I think it's Conte had to play with what he had in front of him last season. And the best combination he had, the best source of goals, assists was between the two of them, as it was with Mourinho before him. We're trying to play a different way right now. And I think that may be a little bit offsetting for the whole team around, just to know where everybody's supposed to be. Still, even into that second half, man, there were a couple of flick-ons, from Kane where he thought Son was going to be in one position and he was maybe 10 yards off in somewhere else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I actually think that will find itself again. But the whole team, has to click now, just not just the two of them.
Yeah, and the part where I agree with Bottom Duda, though, is I think Kane, really came into the game actually being that creative spark in the middle for us this game, Dave.
Yeah, look, you know how much I love Harry Kane, Jackal. I think, look, not only was he getting on the ball, but he was doing the hold-up play well at times, getting in, holding up, getting turned. And that's where Tottenham looked their best under Conte last season. Ball into Kane, getting a hold up, getting turned, Sonny in behind, Kulu in behind. And we've seen that. So we have seen bits of that over the course of these last few games. Like, Sonny has been put in behind. He just hasn't made his first touch has let him down, or it's been off, or he's just not at it. But we have to remember he had these same spells last season, but no one wanted to talk about it. But because Kane is scoring and he's having this spell, all of a sudden we need to drop him. But he had these spells last season, even though he had a wonderful season. He was having some of these spells, and no one spoke about it then. It's just been highlighted more because Kane has finally decided he'd start scoring in August. But for me, look, I keep saying to people, just relax with Sonny. But with Kane, it's great to see him score 2 goals. What I love, I think the reason why he's starting to get more goals, especially in August, Jack, is he's in the box. He's actually in the box.
Yeah.
Last season, it was more him outside the box, springing passes and trying to make up the ground and maybe being on the edge of the box or arriving in late. But this time, someone else is playing them passes and he's in there. So when them crosses are coming in, he's just there. So for me, I think that's probably a bit of an adaptation to the way we play as well, that Antonio Conte does want Kane in the box. And maybe Son could be suffering a little bit, but he has been put in behind at times. He just hasn't took it. Even today, even when he was put in behind today, I know he's offside, but just put it in the back of the net for your own confidence, And he just didn't. But for me, look,
it's a good observation. It's a good observation from to Bottom Dude, because Harry Kane is not deliberately dropping his back, I think, as much, not like forced to even drop back like he was in the past. Whereas that means then Sonny isn't always the one, making the final finish. It's actually Harry Kane that's been there, for the final finish, for the final ball. So it's a good, thing noticed, I think, by the Bottom Dude. Big up, my man. Really generous as well. Appreciate it, brother. Dark Sun G saying, since all 4 of the players Conte wanted out on loan, I hope and feel for the 2 signings. I hope and feel that for 2 signings max before the window closes. So since all 4 of the players that Conte wanted out are gone, he thinks that 2 signings will be brought in. I would love to see Richie, Perisic, and Basuma score. I would love to see Richie actually get his goal. It felt like he was going to get it in that one, Dark Sun G. But 2 more, signings max before the window closes. Are we still feeling that confident, lads? Zabarnyi, has been linked with us. Feels like, potentially Malinowski could happen. I don't know, but what do you
so
think,
is Hill to Valencia? That's confirmed. And is Gattuso coaching Valencia?
I know. Isn't that crazy? It's not good for Hill. But it's apparently the case that Brian Hill is only going to go once Spurs find a replacement.
Okay, so that seems to be the general common knowledge. So I'm gonna put my trust in that. So I'm gonna say at least one, man. At least one. We're all crying out for a center back, man. Yeah, because Dark Sun G, has inside information that we don't all have.
He usually does. He
But
usually does. Dave, are
we're
you
all
gonna be
crying out
Dark
for
Sun
another
G?
center back, man. I just don't see where it's coming from.
I agree. There
But
has been no
another
rumors apart
attacker,
from the Ukrainian. Yeah.
another attacker, especially an attacking midfielder that is more versatile, I think can be a very, very dangerous weapon. Somebody that has the same impact going forward as a Richarlison, but is more of a midfield player and can play people through. And that's Malinowski, man, has that written all over him.
Definitely.
For
Dave,
me,
too?
yeah, it's got to be another player up in the forward areas. With Lucas out injured today, we were short with options in the forward areas coming off the bench. We only had Richarlison, so it's got to be another player in there. And for me, look, it's got to be a centre back, and I don't want to put the guy down before he's even got here because I do think it will be Sermani coming in. I just question it. Like, is it better than what we currently have at the minute? I'm not so sure, and it's a risk. Dropping this lad in the heat of the season coming up to November, it's a risk, and I'm just not sure I like that risk. But at the end of the day, I mean, we need defenders in here as well, so get him in. It's just not the defender I had hoped, and it will be disappointing.
Pretty sure, Dave, don't worry. You'll call him Zaldini.
I hope so. I fucking hope so, Jack.
Dominic Hooks with the super chat, and big up Dark Sun G. Like, I'm gonna stick by you. If you think 2 signings more Dark Sun G, then I'm gonna say 2 signings more. Usually you come out right. Dominic Hooks saying, guys, calm down. Who is your current golden boot holder? I'll leave it at that. Be careful what you wish for, Spurs fans. Dave was saying that word for word just now, Dominic. I think you're in the same boat that he is. That while maybe you want to ride the Richarlison train, you want to ride the Richarlison hype, you have to realize that there is still that world-class player in Sonny. And Kane, showed last season that if you show him patience, he will come back, absolutely firing. And I think Sonny, we know, is fully capable of the same thing. And like you said, this is a golden boot winner we're talking about, not just some guy that's finished with 14 goals, 15 goals last season, maybe had a decent spell. This is a guy that single-handedly was the best goal scorer last season because he didn't even score penalties. So clearly he was the best goal scorer last season. Show him some patience and be careful what you wish for, like Dominic says.
I keep saying to people, respect the guy. I mean, look, I get we won and we got out with a clean sheet, but I don't hear anybody talking about how Ben Davies was found wanting defensively today. I don't hear anybody talking about how bad that backline is. And when you do, you get absolutely ridiculed. You get dogged. You're called negative. You're called this, that, and the other. And I mean, I'm just calling out players that have only been ever average players. But then our world-class players were like, oh, it needs to be dropped, because we've got a new toy. It's like, it just drives me insane. It really does. How can you keep defending some of these average players and then talk about Sonny the way we do? It hurts me, man.
Dominic Hooks, big up, my man. And I agree with you. I think word for word, be careful what you wish for. Exactly. Big up, brother. William Kelly with a generous one saying, we are Leicester City when they won the Premiership, sitting deep and fighting pressure and catching teams on the break. I can see why Conte is doing this because the defense is not good enough to play open, expansive football. Wow. Interesting way he puts that there. Nick, do you feel like if we did go for that open, expansive football that fans definitely want, could we be exposed a bit more defensively?
I think
difficult. This is a good point by William Kelly. I love it because he thinks we're winning the league this season. So
I think that we've already seen that we get exposed that way. Because I mean, how many times I'll go over it again, but how many times are we hoofing it long and not getting to that first ball? And it's long balls out to nobody. Having to clear it. When we're supposed to be starting an attack, clearing it off for a throw. I think we've already been exposed that we do want to play. This is the way Conte wants to play. He wants to play expansive ball from the back out to the wings, but we just don't have the players to do it.
Yeah, I agree with you. But William Kelly, I think you're bringing up some interesting points, here where Leicester City, it was a really good formula because I remember that season, all these new managers were coming in, all these new signings were coming in. There's so much, chopping and changing in the Premier League, and Leicester City were just this weird team that just happened to just grind out results. They weren't really smacking teams left and right, Leicester City, at all. They were grinding out performances and just sitting back and continuing to burn teams on the counter and also get goals in crucial moments, similar to how Spurs are. Then again, though, I kind of don't want us to be like a Leicester City, because I think what made them so spectacular was that is how you sort of win a Premier League. If you were a club, of their size and, their stature and also the quality they had, despite having Conte, Mahrez, Vardy, it pretty much was a three-man team when you really look at it. And I
Yeah.
feel like we can't be that sort of, team where we are relying on just three players sitting deep, and kind of just countering teams. We are going to have to maybe be a bit more expansive. But then again, I don't know, Dave. He is, singing from, the hymn sheet here. And he has said that if we do go more expansive, we will get exposed.
Say that again, Jack. Oh, sorry. I wasn't
William
paying
Kelly's
attention.
second part. William Kelly's second part saying, I can see why Conte, or he's saying sitting deep, inviting pressure and catching teams on the break. I can see why Conte is doing this, because the defense is not good enough to play open, expansive football. So the point being, as much as I don't really want us to play like a Leicester City, if we do try to just go full Lego man Arteta, we could get exposed.
Yeah, I actually knew what he said. I just wanted you to read it out again so more people can understand what I'm trying to say the whole time with the backline, if I'm being honest, Jack. I mean, look, we can't press because you don't want to leave the backline exposed. You can't play the nice expansive football out from the back because the backline's not good enough to do it. And we're resorting to this fucking long ball shit that absolutely drives me insane. And that's why we're playing the way we play. It's all well and good saying, I want to see Tottenham press. I want to see Tottenham play out from the back, this expansive football. Well, then start calling spades a spades. Realize some of these players are not good enough to do it. I mean, at what stage do you weigh up the clean sheet? Oh, well, actually, that's probably a stupid question. But, we're keeping clean sheets, but it's taken away from the way Tottenham play. It really is taken away from the way we play, and it's pissing me off. It really is. Look, defensively today, I thought they were actually okay. I thought they were okay, if I'm being honest. It's just not good enough on the football.
It's
we
just
could all
possession,
see it.
yeah. It's possession.
Today was a day where we were supposed to dominate the possession, play out from the back into midfield, get the boys turning, watching the hair flow through their or the wind flow through their hair, and watching them pick 60-yard passes and sit there, put it on a 50-pence P and sit there and wank off to it. And that wasn't the case today because the back line is too sloppy coming out from the back, whether it's first touches, whether it's simple 5-yard passes that are bobbling, zigzagging. I've seen that a number of times today. Balls getting stuck on their feet. Lloris is no exception today, by the way, either. His passing out from the back and his kicking was absolutely shocking. It's simple things. Running back towards your own goal. Everyone telling them, pass it to Hugo Lloris, and it's going out over the sideline for a throw-in. You dominate possession. You dominate these games, and we probably slap these 4, 5, 6-0 today. And we can't do that because of little simple things. And that all comes down to concentration. And these guys will switch off time and time again. Now, I know people are going to say, Dave, stop complaining stop crying. We kept a clean sheet. Again, against a team that couldn't hit a barn door with a bulldozer. I mean, honestly, they wouldn't score in a fucking brothel if I had 20 people lined up for them. It's absolutely ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm telling you, we've seen the effects of it against Chelsea when we played a team that does know how to attack. And we got caught. We got caught out and we got punished. And it is going to happen. I do think there'll be major improvements, both defensively and attackingly, and in terms of possession, once you get Lenglet on one side and Romero on the other side. That's my belief. I think you'll see it much better to improve Tottenham, especially on the ball. But that defense hinders us from doing so much on the football and also hinders us from pressing up high. The reason why Liverpool and City go and win the ball back so quickly, and it's A, because they're allowed to do it, but B, Klopp allows them to do it. Guardiola allows them to do it because they look at the back line and go, I got big Verge there. No problem. Go and press. Oh, Ruben. Yeah, no problem. Go and press. These guys can handle it. These guys can handle being exposed. Today, anytime any of our back line was exposed, they were jink by and got shot off and go.
You know what? You bring something up.
Nick.
Sorry, man. You bring something up there too. We're having this Richarlison versus Son conversation back and forth for a couple of weeks now too. But what about the Lenglet Dyer or Lenglet Davis? I mean, I'm even thinking more along the Dyer line because Sanchez keeps putting it back to either him or to Lloris, and then we're expected to start an attack from there, and that ain't happening. So do you take?
I'm sorry. Sorry, Nick. I'm sorry. I'm going to take a break for 1 second after this, but this drives me absolutely insane. I see people going, oh, but the midfield didn't dominate possession. The midfielders were two of the best players on the pitch today. Two of the best players on the pitch. Bentancur didn't lose a ball. Højbjerg lost it once.
Yeah, Mark
I'll be back.
Mark put in a chat a little while ago, now that we're on this subject, man. Højbjerg's game by the numbers versus Forest. 100% tackle success rate. 100% dribbles completed. 100% crosses completed. 82% pass accuracy. 80 touches. 6 to 9 ground duels won. 5 interceptions. That's a hell of a game. That's a hell of a game right there.
And Bentancur had
playing
an
in
even
the
more
midfield
stellar
too.
game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the midfield, we were very worried about the midfield getting dominated because there was an extra man in the opposition midfield. Jay Lings. That did not happen, man. That did not happen. We got through on goal many times because of what the midfield was doing there.
I agree. And even defensively, it felt like even the midfielders were best because a lot of times, Højbjerg sticking a foot in, Bentancur reading it, being able to, intercept, or also felt like, they were doing the most pressurizing, it felt like, Bentancur, was making all these sort of, pressures on the back line. He was working his ass off. It felt like in there. I agree with you. I think they were the hardest working, even, the midfield too, when people probably didn't expect that, to be the case. And then this open, expansive football, William Kelly, I agree with you. I think we will get exposed because we just don't have good enough defenders in possession. I kind of agree with the distinction that's been made today, where it's like, yes, it felt like we defended well, but we weren't good enough in possession, where we then were inviting on pressure with how poor we were in possession. We were giving up the ball, or at least putting ourselves in these sort of situations where Forest were eventually just going to create some sort of chance. It felt like we handled it, every time that we did put ourselves under pressure, we handled it accordingly. But it's still like, against better teams, you're just going to get punished for it. I agree with you, William Kelly. Big up, brother. Really appreciate it. And then Dark Sun G saying, remember last season after game 4, we were 0 goal differential. However, this time we are on +6 goal differential. Also, our bench last season didn't help us out at all. Starting from Fulham, I think Conte will start to rotate our team. So once we come up against Fulham, he thinks that's when the team's going to start rotating a bit more. But the goal differential is so crucial, and it showed last season how crucial it is. But I think, maybe on a positive note here, Nick, if I'm not mistaken, one of the cold hard facts or stats with Jack was if Spurs do grab, the win here, if Spurs do get a result, it would be, I think, the first time since that Pochettino second place run that Spurs have gone undefeated in their first 4 games.
In their first 4 games. Yeah. And I forget who put it in here too, but it's best start for Spurs in 30 years with 3 wins and a draw. Yeah. I got to look that up. But I mean, it shows positive progression right here. I know we were 3 for 3 under Nuno, but I don't think anybody was happy as soon as that was over. And we knew that there were chinks in the armor. As much as we're grinding out results, though, it's quite clear, especially today. I mean, last week too, but Conte's not really happy. We'll wait to see what he has to say. Yeah. I mean, there were some. We saw it when he was yelling at Emerson to start moving the ball forward, man. And listen,
it just shows our point, don't it? About the passing, it's the first touch. You got to be quicker, open up, like you were saying with Ben Davies at time, or Sanchez, so quick just to pass it back inside. Don't open up the body, and that's what Conte was screaming at Emerson that time to do. Open up your body, look down the line. Fucking Kulu is there free. It's just, sorry.
But to Dark Sun G super chat, the positive you should take, I think, from this, everybody, if you're in the chat, is that we are, I think, basically replicating the same form that we had under that Pochettino team that got second place. The results are the same. I don't even know if that's true, but if that is the case, best start in 30 years, as much as these not being convincing performances, you have to take that seriously, and you have to look at the clean sheets as well. It's not been 3-1-0s, kind of like with Nuno. It's been different types of games. I think each of the games have something in common, and then a lot of them were sort of individual. I think the Chelsea game was very different from the Wolves game, and the Wolves game was very different from the Southampton game. Whereas like with Nuno, it felt like they all kind of have a similar sort of vibe, a similar sort of pattern, to it. I think this Conte team is definitely very, very different. And the sort of record that, he already has, with being, one of the better teams, after 4 games, shows that I think Spurs can obviously get better from here. But this is sort of second place, third place form, and people maybe think that we could be better in this, but this is, the form of a second or third place finish.
This is the form of it. This is a sign of a dangerous team, Jack. You see Liverpool City do at times. They could be absolutely atrocious, but get over the line somehow. And that's what we're learning to do here right now. And I think there's plenty of positives. Like I said, I would like us to start maybe taking care of the ball a lot more, enjoy having the ball rather than, panicking when you're on the football. But apart from that, we have to remember we are unbeaten 4 games into the season, played 3 teams that smacked us last year.
Mhm.
I'm one of the newly promoted teams. I'm not going to celebrate. We should be beating Forest anyway. But I mean, for me, I do think there's a lot of positives, despite me giving out about the back line and all that sort of stuff. We're still unbeaten. And I think it's right. I think it is our best start in 30 years. I don't ever remember us going, 4 games unbeaten at the start of the season.
Big up, Dark Sundry. Appreciate your support, brother. Absolute legend. John Stokes saying Kane is on the same amount of goals as Andy Cole in 187 Premier League goals, I believe that is. There you are. On the same
I think
level with
that
Andy
puts him.
Cole. The next, Jimmy Greaves is really what he's focused on, though. Dark Sun
Yeah.
G saying we are still ahead. Big up, John Stokes, and hopefully you're enjoying
Big
your
up.
Sunday, my man. Absolute legend. Love you, John.
Big up, Johnny.
Dark Sun G says we are still ahead of Liverpool, Man United, and the Blues. Great. Yeah, I feel like often we haven't really looked around the table and even seen how much the other teams are struggling, because
Yeah.
I know we're maybe barely squeaking over the line, not the most convincing performances, but the likes of, Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, they're going 2-0 down, 3-0 down to these teams, in the first half. At least we're not going 2-0 down,
Yeah.
within the space of 20 minutes. I think that would be more of a heart attack, for us instead of, just playing shocking. At least we're not, going 2-0 down in the case of our rivals. Good point there, Dark Sundry. Very good point, my man. And then he also says, I predict a Liverpool slip up against Newcastle. They are the best mid-table team, in my opinion. I hope that we spank West Ham and they take it out on the Blues. I hope so too, Dark Sun G. But I must say, I think Newcastle, they might be one of the better teams this season. I think they're probably going to be a bit better than mid-table. I think I had them as high as like 8th or 9th, if I'm not mistaken, in my, Premier League predictions. But I would like to see them cause, some trouble to Liverpool. They caused City a lot of trouble. They knew how to set up against City. I would imagine they would know how to set up against Liverpool. It's kind of a pretty similar blueprint, if you ask me, but it could be an interesting one. And especially if these teams continue to take points, off of Chelsea, they continue to take points off of Liverpool. It makes our job a whole lot easier when it comes to the league table. It's nice to see that our rivals are dropping points in the way that they are.
Yeah, it is. And I think sometimes we do have to take note of that. And what I will say as well, I've seen another great point in the comments there by Neil about, the positivities from this as well. I will get back to this, but, in years gone by, we've played sexy football, but we've always, where has it gotten us? But this time we're playing maybe not so great, but we're more defensively a unit as a whole team, and it's working for us. But I do think we also have to take stock of, the fact that Liverpool have dropped points. We haven't. Like, the early season games are the easiest games to drop points, because you would say everyone's coming in fit and everyone's sort of on an even sort of playing
Less
field.
of a marathon in the beginning.
Yeah. And as well, every club is up for it, and stuff like that. So I think, going 4 games unbeaten, first 4 games in Premier season is no mean feat. I do think Newcastle will be a top table team. I was impressed with them against City. I really was. I think
and again, though, Spurs fans, this is what Spurs fans wanted. They wanted, I think, in the first 4 games, they would have said 3 wins and a draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have took it. You would have took it 100%, Nick. Would you?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I was saying at the beginning that if we can get 7 points out of the first 9, we're looking damn good. If I was thinking if we could beat Chelsea, then we're on for a title race. But that was a little much to ask for. But 7 points out of the first 9, I think is a great start. To get these extra 3 in the bag, I think we're going to be on a roll. You look at who else is around us in the table right now. You look at the scum, the wheels are going to come off at some point in time. It's going to happen. You talk about us not playing strong enough competition. There's no question right there. They got away. They've gotten lucky a couple of times. City, of course, I'm not even going to try to compare, but Brighton, they're playing very well, but that they're going to start hitting. They don't have the depth. They don't have the depth of the teams further up the scale. So that's going to hurt them. And then Leeds are playing well, but I don't know. Again, man, the team's too young and too inexperienced to go on the kind of run that's really going to hurt people deeper into the season.
I think those teams will have more off games than actually, as much as we have off games, our off games end up being 3 points, where I think, in the case of Leeds, Newcastle, it actually ends up being drop points because they just don't have the quality like maybe we do, where when we even play poor, we'll still get 3 points, we'll still get something out of it. And that is what makes, I think, the top 4 teams, kind of unique, is that they do get those points when even they're playing poorly. And I know we keep saying this, but I think it still needs to be mentioned because people continue to forget it. Because as Darksun G Super Chat sort of suggests, all of our rivals are dropping points right now. They're not able to get it over the line. They're actually getting exposed, for some of their, weaknesses. Maybe Spurs are too, but Spurs are still grabbing 3 points here.
100%. I think Nick makes a great point. Bar maybe you would argue Arsenal and Man City. Who's been better than Tottenham over the last 4 games? I know we haven't played great, but who's been better than us? And that the Premier League is going to be a tough league this year. It's going to be a very tough league. It's an exceptional league. But outside of them two, I wouldn't say anybody else really looks better than us. I think we're creating more clear-cut chances than what we even did last season, in my opinion. I think there's plenty of positives going forward. I'm not worried. Not worried.
Yeah. Welsh Gal in here, big up Dark Sundry. Great talking point, my man. Welsh Gal with a very generous one, and she's in here saying nothing wrong with shaking things up a bit. I get tired, of course. They are on the team sheet because they always play. She's getting kind of tired of that, that quote. That is the Southgate mentality. That is a good bit of a mic drop there from Welsh Gal. Conte is better than that. Throw a curveball at those teams. Love you, lads. Big up. I'd love kind of these devil's advocate, as much as I want to stick by Sonny, and I feel like I am going to stick by Sonny regardless if I don't have, maybe all of the stats or anything to back me up in this case. I'm going to show him the benefit of the doubt, like I continue to say. But Welsh Gal, she's not wrong. It could be a bit of a Southgate mentality, continue to give players, the nod. But I don't know. He's not a Harry Maguire at the same time, Sonny.
What I will say is it's the oldest expression in football. You don't change a winning team. Once you start tinkering with a winning team, that's where your problems do usually start to come in. And I know people say to me, but City rotate this, that, and the other. Yeah, but they've got like for like coming in. We don't have like for like coming in. You got like for like coming in. You can do all the rotations you want, and it won't affect you. But until we get to that point, you do not change a winning team. Look, I'm not dismissing the argument for bringing in a Richarlison. I'm really not. I think, there's definitely a call for it. But you just don't change a winning team when it's winning. You just don't do it. You're asking for problems. You're asking to unsettle players. You're asking to unsettle the team. You're asking to unsettle the winning run. Until we lose or get a draw where maybe we should be winning, then you might look at it. But for me, you don't change a winning team. It's the oldest trick in the book.
Yeah. Nick, Welsh Gal, she's getting a bit tired of course they're on the team sheet because they always play. She thinks that's, very Southgate, of us. And I think it's, even if you disagree, I think that's a great connection, honestly made, that is very Southgate-ish.
Yeah.
More curveballs thrown by Antonio Conte.
And it's, that's a very easy connection to make too, because we've got the captain of England, fronting our squad too. So, however, I just, that's true, but the Conte is not Gareth Southgate. I can easily see Gareth Southgate going, should I be playing a back three with wingers and then 2 in the middle right now? Because that's how he rolls. How close he was with Pochettino. But, as I said it before, and I'm going to stick with it, I don't see him changing for West Ham. I think that, which is the safer take, is that we're going to start seeing a lot more rotation after the West Ham, because we know how tough the West Ham match is. And we know who can take it very seriously and who is less likely to let the pressure get to him.
And I do see what Welsh Gal is saying in terms of, look, sometimes it can get very repetitive. Same team, same performance, still getting out a win. And I do get that. It would be nice to see Basuma in there, Langley in there, and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. It would be, and I don't. She's not specifically mentioning Sonny here, but like I get what she means. Maybe see a Langley in there for Davies or Basuma in the midfield. Yeah. Although I think the midfield had a good game today. I thought they were two of the best players on the pitch. But I do get where she is coming from. It would be nice just to sort of freshen it up a bit. It does feel a bit stale from last season, you know what I mean? But I do get what she's saying. But
I actually love these.
Just not sure Conte would change the winning team.
I just love that people are speaking their mind about it. I think it's clearly going to be a very good talking point for next week. If you ask me,
Jack. It's a fan channel. You know, it's
It's a
for
fan
people's
channel,
opinions.
exactly, and people are speaking their mind. People are being honest, and I've seen 2J say something similar. Welsh gal. A lot of people are agreeing with you right now. As much as I think we're keeping the faith with Sonny right now, a lot of people I think agree with you in the chat. Especially the curveball comment, I think is true because you don't want to be too predictable. As much as it is a winning formula, as much as this is a winning team, you still don't want to be that predictable. You don't want to be capable of throwing a curveball if need be. And that could be a Basuma, that could be a Richarlison. And I agree with you there on that point. Big up, Welsh Gal, and really generous as well. And hopefully you're keeping well. We still got the win. And like I said, keep the IPAs flowing. Big up, Welsh
Yeah,
Gal.
hopefully you enjoyed your beers as well, by the way. Hopefully you enjoyed your beers, Lash Guy. Big yourself up. Good
John
comment.
Stokes.
I like
It's great. Another
John.
example of people speaking, with their mind, which is exactly what we want to see,
Yeah.
Dave. Like you said, John Stokes says Spurs win the FA Cup, Newcastle in the top 6, Forest in the top 10. Let's break this down. I do think Spurs are winning a trophy this season, John. I'm going to stick by that. Could it be an FA Cup? That would be glorious. Would definitely make the Gooners shut up. But Newcastle in the top 6, that is spicy. That is spicy.
What I will say is when he says Forest top 10, John, I want what you're on it. It must it must be good shit, man. They ain't scoring enough goals to get them in top 10.
Yeah, they look dreadful. They really did, actually, and they were at home as well. And they probably should have gotten more out of that if they were a better team, John. But
Tell me your
Newcastle
secret,
and
though,
Spurs, those Newcastle and Spurs predictions, I think, are quite clever.
Tell me your secret, John.
Yeah, I mean, so who's Newcastle taking down? Definitely Man U is there for the taking. They haven't
taking
got
Leicester
it together
spot,
yet.
taking Man U's spot, taking West Ham spot.
West Ham spot.
Taking...
Yeah. And as far as the top 10, man, I honestly think that Fulham look a lot stronger than the other two newly promoted teams.
That would be a sensational Fulham top 10. That would be insane.
Yeah.
Big up, John. Appreciate you in the
Big
chat,
up, brother.
man. And I love the predictions. And exactly, maybe I agree with every other one except for the Forest one. Dark Sun G says, in my opinion, Kulu will be a better impact sub than Sonny. I remember last season Kulu was benched Foxes against the Foxes and got 2 assists. I don't remember Son having the same effect. If Richie starts, I'd rather Kulusevski out the bench. You said this, Nick. You feel like Sonny isn't that great off the bench, so maybe you actually bring Kulu off the bench instead.
Yeah, man. And you know what? I think that's he's young enough where that can light a rocket up his butt. It's I don't think he wants to be benched at all. But a little competition between him and Richarlison, that's the competition we need right now. We don't want to knock the confidence out of our star players right now, especially when we know sometimes at the beginning of the season they need a little time to warm up. Lest we forget that over the last 3 seasons, every time we start getting down on Son and saying, okay, it's time to rest him, he's to be dropped, whatever, he starts scoring goals, within about a week or 2 of that. But the competition between Kulu and Richarlison, maybe that's the fire that needs to get lit. I also like to, it's going to happen, but especially maybe in the Carabao Cup games or the FA Cup games, I'd like to see Kulu's position changed a little bit. Have him play inside a little bit more. If God forbid, we're going to change formation into a 3-5-2. Because Kulu has the hold-up play and he has the passing acumen. We haven't seen him do the center of the park through balls that you need from a Cam, but I think he has that in his arsenal. So
I agree.
I think that there's room for movement around the pitch with our new players, basically.
I agree. Sonny's, I agree, and Darkson G even agrees with you. Sonny is less of an impact sub. Maybe he doesn't really handle, that sort of, role, as well as maybe others. Richie, Kulusevski, they can handle that role. They can handle that responsibility. But perhaps, with Sonny, he would rather just be able to get things going, rather be that, kind of that initial fire, in the team. And I think that's, plenty okay. And also, Kulusevski is similarly very positionally versatile, like Sonny is, or like Kulusevski is. So I don't know. I think Sonny, Kulusevski, probably Kulusevski might be the better impact sub. And like you said, he's done it in the past and sort of makes sense. And Richie clearly is an amazing impact sub, but probably deserves a start in some time period. But big up, Dark Sun G.
Big up, my man. Really appreciate the support, brother.
Tyler Gritsula celebrating 4 months, saying, I think we should bring Winks back in. F it. We'll see. If anybody wants to do loan watch, for Winks over at Sampdoria, feel free, Tyler. I think
I was
there should
having
be
a good
thrilling
day.
games.
I was having a good day till someone had to do. Someone had to do it, didn't they, Tyler? Someone had to mention his name. Big up, my man. No, we don't need him back ever.
Hold on a second, boys. I got to answer the door.
No
worries,
worries.
Nick.
Appreciate you, Nick. Dermot with the super chat, looking for a comment, Dermot, and he says, guys, great win today on a fire team, playing well, unbeaten. We are the mighty Tottenham
Sampdoria
Hotspur. The
4
double
down,
is
Jack.
on. Say that again?
Sampdoria 4 down.
Oh, don't tell me he's on. The double is on, and we reached 600 subs. So thank you, Dave and Jack and Nick, for your help. You are all legends. Dave, THFC till I die. They reached the 600.
Congrats, brother. Well deserved, and keep plugging away with the channel, my man. Big yourself up there, man.
Big up, Dermot. And can't wait for you to plug the channel on the Monday Fan Show. Get you even more subs, brother. Michael Anderson with the member super chat saying, come on, you Spurs. Black Cat member for 3 months. Big up, Michael. Hopefully you're enjoying your Sunday, and I do appreciate it, my man. 3 months as well. Dark Sun G saying, if Spence can play as a right winger, then I would love to see a front three of Lucas and Spence on the wing and Richie as the striker. Then a midfield of Basuma and Skip, perhaps, against, I don't know, a certain cup side, maybe, if we are, needing of a major rotation in the squad, that could be an option, Dark Sun G, maybe in a less important game, where you don't need, Kane and Son on the pitch. That could be an interesting lineup. I feel like Spence, if we wanted to switch to a back four mid-game, would be an interesting player to bring on, because you could keep Emerson at right back, and then you could put Spence on as sort of the right mid, who's obviously going to track back and work hard, but maybe relieve some of that, attacking, kind of outlet, for Emerson, and then can combine, with Harry Kane and whatnot, and be able to make those runs in behind. I could see him being a very effective player in like a 4-4-2 or something like that, which we have seen, Conte switch to mid-game, Dark Sun G. But I don't know. Maybe that's just my suggestion, though.
I'm not sure as a right winger. For me, I think if you're doing that, you probably fall into the same category that we've been at over the years, where you're asking players to fill into other positions because you don't have enough quality or you don't have enough depth. For me, that signal we don't have enough depth. Look, I like Spence. I think he excites me, but he's a right wing back. That's what he is. For me, his biggest criticism has been his end product. So I'm not sure. If he would have that playing right wing, I think you'd just get just as frustrated as we do with Lucas at times. I don't think there's enough, end product in either side of Richarlison to feed Richarlison the chances, if I'm being honest. For me, no, I love Dark Sunji, and I love what he's trying to do here. He's thinking outside the box, which I appreciate. Management.
No.
But no, you've got to get in. If you've got to get in another player up forward, you can't be pinning your hopes on Spence. And I just don't see us having the time to do something like that, or even experiment with it this season, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Well, we do play Forest again in the cup. What kind of changes would you make? Knowing
I would definitely
that's
play
coming
Spence
up
in that game. I've heard somebody say that is the game you play, man.
I'd play Spence at right wing back, not a problem. I just not right wing.
I think it's a good shout for maybe some serious changes in the starting 11 for that match. That is a match where maybe you do start Richarlison up there. In place of Kulu or Son.
100%.
I see him playing in that that cup game against Forest. I think that'd be a crime if he didn't play in that cup match against Forest. I really do. Big up, Dark Sundry. But I comment with Dave here. I'd like to see him, in that right wing back spot. And Basuma and Skip, I'd love to see as maybe the starting midfield, in that game as well, against Forest. Love that. Great squad management.
That'd be a good midfield. That'd be a robust, hard-working midfield. It wouldn't get an easy day.
It would. Good ball players, though, still at the same time. Art Green 216 saying member for 5 months as a fan show as well. Big up, Art Green. Want to see you on the fan show, my man. Saying great stream, chaps. I'm happy with the win. Not the most exciting performance, but we still won, which is what counts after all. Yeah. Art Green, I love that mentality, my man. Love that mentality. Big up, brother. Really appreciate your support. 5 months as well. And it's the mentality I think Spurs fans should be holding today, this Sunday. Dermot with another super chat. And then he says, I'm not even sure he's saying sorry about that, Dave. I don't even know what you're apologizing for, Dermot. You're trying to celebrate, my man. No need to apologize. You got the
I don't
600
know.
subs. No need for it. And it's also a super sticker as well. And it's actually, got the cool glasses on, Dave. He's putting on the shades. Dermot is, this Sunday.
Yeah.
Big
Look, what
man.
I'd say to people is just sit back and enjoy being a winner. I mean, there was plenty of times last season where we were frustrated and all. Right now, just enjoy being winners. That's what life is about, being a winner.
Yeah, man. I'm enjoying that, but there's still in the back of my mind, I'm a little bit pessimistic, and it's things aren't clicking as much as I thought they would be at this stage.
West
Conte's
Ham
West Ham, but I also say going into this game, this game will be a real test to see where we're at right now, and there's problems, man. There's problems in the cohesiveness of our attack. And decision making all around. So we're going to have to do another game where we're going to have to see. It's going to be the litmus test to see where we are. I hope. I have a feeling. I'm looking at West Ham's having trouble scoring goals, man. They're having trouble scoring goals, whereas we are pulling goals out. They just scored their first goal today. Was it today? Was it yesterday?
Yeah, and it was a deflected goal.
And it was right. Yeah.
Absolute fluke.
Yeah. So we've got to come at them hard, man. We can't just do what we're doing where we have maybe one or two people pressing in the midfield and we're just sitting back and waiting to see what happens in the first half. Man, we really got to come at them hard.
But we've got to have a better backline to do that.
Well, I mean, and that's Romero will come at them hard.
Yeah. I would like to see Romero and Langley come in alongside Dyer, if I'm being honest, for West Ham. Hopefully then you might be able to see us press a little bit more.
I can't disagree with you, man. I cannot disagree with you. That is the change I would like to see. I would keep Son on. I would keep Richarlison on the bench, and that you're going to bring him on at some point for somebody there because he is that weapon. But man, make a change in defense.
Darkson G super chat saying Son is the type of player that needs time to grow into the game. So if he comes in for 15 minutes, by the time he warms up and gets a read of the game, time's already up. It's too late. Good point there. Maybe he isn't, like we, reiterated before, not really an impact sub. He's a world-class player, but doesn't exactly, come on and, is, fit and firing, right away in the case that we saw Richarlison. And, he made a good point. Kulusevski, who is normally a starter, did that before because Kulusevski went through 2 games, I believe, where he was actually quite poor, and Kukurea, gave him, a tough match and whatnot. And Spurs fans, I think we did bench him for a game. We let, Lucas play instead. Kulusevski came on, showed exactly why he's, preferred instead of Lucas. And it is maybe an interesting point to say that Sonny is, maybe not in the best sort of form, but he's not a great impact, sub either. So you have to, handle this in a delicate way. And maybe just until, we get into the 2 games a week situation, I feel like you still play Sonny, in that West Ham game. I think he still needs to play. You bring on Richarlison as an impact sub. You bring on potentially, another player as an impact sub. But I agree with you, Darkson G. It feels like, by the time he would get, ready, by the time he's feeling the flow of the game, it's already too late.
Yeah.
And then last one.
Yeah, for me, look.
Thing.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No, sorry. Go on.
Sorry.
I think I don't know. I think I'm lagging, man. Yeah.
I think,
it looks like you're lagging a little bit there, though. But yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. Appreciate you, Darkson G. Dark Sider with the last one saying panel's thoughts on the 2-step Sanchez's performance on 2-step Sanchez's.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard that one before. Is that an inside joke that I'm missing on there? Is that the 2-step shuffle?
The 2-step shuffle, two steps to get it under control. I'm not sure, but Dark Sider, I would say is that it seems like Sanchez actually had a good game. According to most Spurs fans, I thought he actually had a good game defensively, at least.
Yeah, defensively, very solid, very solid.
But poor in possession, and that's the case. With the whole back line today, is they were all really shocking in possession. But if you're just talking about defending skills, if you're just talking about being able to clear lines and not be too shaky, Sanchez wasn't actually that shaky defensively. He was just woeful in possession. Anytime that he picked up the ball, anytime that he won it, he just felt like he put himself in a lot of pressure or just made life difficult for himself, if you ask me. But I think actually defensively he wasn't really that poor to begin with, actually, which is something that we probably don't normally say when it comes to Sanchez. We're going to bring back Dave in here for just a second. Then we're going to wrap things up, everybody. Really do appreciate everybody that has tuned in today. Been absolutely massive watch along for this game. Spurs fans, you should still be happy. We are, still undefeated. We're still towards the top of the table. Plenty of other rival clubs are struggling, so you should still be happy. I think, not panic stations at all. But bringing Dave back in here, just give me one moment. But Nick, maybe final concluding thoughts, for this one before we kind of wrap up here.
You know what? I think as frustrating as parts of that game were, man, I actually feel pretty good. I think that the problems are going to get worked out because they're pieces of the chessboard that Conte just has to sort out. Because the quality is there, especially during parts of the match. As I said before, I could see that we just have a much stronger team than most of the teams out there. It's just getting them to work correctly with each other. That's going to click, and it's going to click very soon. So I'm hopeful, man. I'm hopeful. I'm glad that we've squeaked by in these last couple of matches, and we need to take that forward, man. And I think we will.
Yeah, definitely. I think, Spurs fans should be happy with another clean sheet. Even speaking to Darksiders there, as much as maybe Sanchez didn't look so great in possession, still got another clean sheet. Be loving to see those stats, trigger Dave yet again. But in terms of concluding thoughts, thought the subs were great. Still got, a clean sheet, as well as, it seemed like, the obvious, threat, or the obvious, kind of struggle for Spurs is really just possession play. It felt like we actually defended quite well, even though we put ourselves in bad positions. We still defended, I think, for the most part, quite well. I think there are plenty of positives to take. Certainly, there are some negatives. The midfield, though, did play really well. I think, the wing backs, it showed that, we could bring on someone like Spence to bring something different. I don't know. Maybe I'm just searching for positives here, but I'm not going to get, on the total train that everything is, burning and everything is ruined, because we still are undefeated this season and we still have picked up points where other teams haven't. So far, maybe I'm going to be called a happy clapper, but who knows, Dave? What are your thoughts on the sort of conclusions maybe for this game? Like, what are your sort of final thoughts?
Yeah, look, we weren't great. We know we weren't great, but at the end of the day, a sign of a good team is a team that wins even when not playing well. And the fact that we beat them 2-0, and it could have been 3-0, with Harry Kane's missed penalty, I mean, shows good signs for me. I think, look, I think lots of positives. Like I said, we're unbeaten 4 games into the season. We're sitting third in the table level with Man City right now. We've got the Irish Hotspur derby coming on Wednesday against West Ham. And the reason why I call it the Irish Hotspur derby is because they absolutely hate me, but it is reciprocated because I despise them too. But for me, plenty of positives. Kane didn't have the best of games, still came out with 2 goals, could have came out with a hat-trick. I think many people questioned the midfield over the last few weeks. I thought they were absolutely exceptional today. And another clean sheet. So I think just as much there is to be unhappy about, I think there's also just as much to be positive about. And I'm just happy to get out with the win at the end. I hate losing. I hate dropping points. And we took maximum points. So let's get out of there, dust ourselves down, and pick ourselves up for West Ham. Now, your guys' man of the match, the people's choice, has been Big H, Harry Kane, King of the Lane, with 63% of the vote.
Getting out of hand now.
Benticore with 17%, Højbjerg with 8%, and Sanchez was 12%. I promise
Really?
I didn't get my Harry Kane fan club to get in there and put any votes in whatsoever.
I don't believe
there
it.
You
Dave.
are, everybody.
I
don't know. Dave's paid
Guys.
off the bookies maybe for that one. Maybe he's handed the Harris Army brown envelope to give Big H the win. I thought it should have been Bentancur, but he did grab those 2 goals. Harry Kane, and he is sitting in those striker positions. He's been a bit of a poacher recently, which is what people actually wanted to Harry Kane to be, despite being the best passer in the world. I put in in the chat, everybody, the link to become a fan channel member, because tomorrow we do have the fan show. Dave and I like to go as long as we can to have you guys, get your say in, because we pretty much just shut up, sit back, let us, let you guys, give your say on Spurs, let you guys, give your thoughts, about the Forest game, your thoughts ahead of the West Ham, especially the big topic right now, whether Sonny should be rested, all those sort of good things. Grab that membership, everybody. Grab that fan show membership, to be specific, and we will be seeing you Monday as well. Everybody, too, check out Flat Cap Euro Talk, because there is a good discussion talking about all those rivals that I feel like aren't doing very well, that I did with Kieran and Darius. But as always, everybody, I think that, we'll wrap it up there. So Dave, I'll pass it on to you.
Yeah, I just want to say quickly, guys, we're going to have just as much content as we did last week as well. So stay around. There's going to be plenty of content, plenty of talking points. Hopefully you enjoyed the amount of content we put out last week. I want to say a massive thank you to Nick for coming in. I think everyone will appreciate. He really adds different perspective at halftime and full time, which people appreciate. And he's been a massive help to myself and Jack. I want to say a massive thank you to you guys out there for tuning in today as well, liking, subscribing, and helping the channel financially as well, and just putting your comments in. They've been great to read all day as well, so thank you very much. Make sure on your way out you smash the like, the subscribe, and feel free to get your comments in to engage with us. But guys, we're unbeaten. Take satisfaction in that. As always, come on you
Spurs.
Conte we trust.
In Conte we trust, and really appreciate all the support, everybody. But we will be seeing you.